Rome is Burning / All Flame live stream. We're here to waste your time on a Friday as a hurricane approaches down on my place of residence to kill me. So
Directly.
I have 3 days to live, in which I will probably try to live stream every day. I'm wearing my chuyo I got from Peru, an authentic.
It's cold in Florida.
Authentic
hurricane.
Peruvian hat. It's made with llama hair. That's pretty cool.
Whoa, Rick.
That's right.
They're gonna find in the remains of your home your diary, and it's gonna be like Anne Frank's, but it's yours. It's documenting the days before the hurricane hit.
The hurricane knocked on my door.
That Peruvian hat is actually Rick's power to turn the hurricane into a blizzard.
Oh.
That's all Peruvian magic is just making things work.
I just have to sacrifice a child, like they found all those child sacrifices in Lima. You saw that?
Shit, man, tell us about it.
As soon as I came back from Peru, people started sending me this news article where they found like 300 something dead children bodies.
That was a Peruvian episode.
Was Rick behind it?
Was who it's a real whodunit. But this is one of the things about what. Oh, dude, this is really hilarious. I saw a lot of things in Peru, right? One of the things I saw was we did a tour of this Spanish plantation, right?
Nice.
The colonials had built. And it's beautiful. It's big, but most of the tour group that we were with were all Europeans. And I feel like they were trying to squeeze extra white guilt bucks from these guys. For at the end when he passed through the gift shop, they can oh, don't you feel bad? Because every stop we had, they mentioned something about the slaves and how bad they were treated. They passed by. We passed by this wall and he's like, "This is the wall of pain. This is the these are the tools they used to brand the slaves or to beat the slaves or to hurt the slaves." And just what. And it was over everything, just this giant copper hot tub. They would put this tub over coals. This was a hot tub, and I was like, oh, cool. But you know how they made the bubbles? And I'm like, and I to my wife. I'm like, oh, probably slaves. And then he's like, they had a bunch of slaves with bamboo reeds on the outside of the tub, blowing bubbles into the thing. I'm like,
This is where they made the slaves cut their own heads off.
And there was a whole narrative disconnect because they tried to tell us they treated them so cruelly because they didn't think they had souls. And I'm like, I don't know if that's true because they built them a church.
Yeah.
So that's not really true. You kind of lying to me here.
I'm gonna be devil's advocate here and be like an atheist district, and they're like, oh, so church is like the highest measure for you of human dignity?
Yes.
I'm gonna contest this. I'm gonna say that was actually a pretty bad thing that they did to those people, because imagine having to blow bubbles in a pool full of sweaty, hairy meditators.
Oh, blowing bubbles should be like a real insult now. Go blow bubbles, nigga.
So I saw this. I get the whole gripe, oh, they were put in these tunnels. They had to sleep with 30 people in a tiny room, and they still do that, I guess.
Like people who pay rent now.
Yeah, right. But also this was a child sacrificing culture. I'm not really sad about that culture being decimated, and I can't be like, oh, they hurt my ancestors, because those Spaniards were also my ancestors.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't be all freaking butthurt about it. It's stupid to be carrying it over, but it's just hilarious. I'm just they're trying to squeeze white guilt bucks out of these Europeans. Watch.
I wonder how much that profits them to do that every tourist site. There has to be a measure of how much extra money they make just for making white people guilty.
Right.
The guilt index.
To guilt them back? What?
Guilt them back.
To guilt them back.
We got some comments on here. Oh, cool. I can show comments on the screen. Let me see how this works.
Oh, wow.
Oh, great.
Oh, nice. It's like super chats, but they don't have to pay for it.
I'll make the sound effects. Doo-doo.
Yeah,
bring that back up. That was an interesting comment there.
I was our buddy Nick. How's my fellow individuals of Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, and Caribbean descent?
God, I I wish Gus was still alive on that one.
Damn.
Hefty
You should have just said all you spics. You know.
Hey, Vic, are you on Twitter? No, Twitter killed Vic.
Yeah.
Got Nick again saying, Rick, that's what I tell people when they go about Indios. Yeah. I'm not mad. Screw it. I mean,
No, I love it that, for example, when I hang out with friends in Mexico, they're like, they'll talk the lingo, they'll talk in English even, and then suddenly when they start talking about racial, they'll be like, my ancestor, the Great Hawk, got got massacred by the white people.
it's like, yeah, sure, boo-hoo. But then again, it's like, he's like,
You're a
oh,
redheaded, blue-eyed Negro. Like,
it's like, oh, there's a storm coming. So I heard some thunder. I better go slit a child's throat
yeah,
on
exactly.
the coast. I'm not really sad.
The primacy on ancestry that some of the Hispanic people place is insane. Like I was talking to this Puerto Rican girl, and she became a Christian.
She was from Puerto Rico.
Yeah, she's from Puerto Rico.
Puerto
She was a
Rico.
Christian, and her friend was talking about like, why are you a Christian now? Why are you Christian now? And she's just like telling her because it's true, and she was like, well, it's not true. It's just a thing that white people brought. It's
So
like,
the Sangha was true.
why does it matter who brought it? You know,
It gets a cultural is truth, bro.
Yeah, man, you just gotta search the skies for that bird.
Hey, you can always just varg the fuck out.
Just varg out. Just be
Varg out.
like,
Yeah.
Completely
the
varg out.
belly
Before-
button. I have Odin.
it's funny. Before we became Christian, I was kind of struggling with the spirituality question that we need some sort of spirituality in our lives. I legitimately did look into like old Peruvian pagan stuff, but then I was talking to Gus, and Gus was like, I said jokingly about something. I'm like, yeah, I think the gods, and he's like, no, faggot. There's only one god.
dude, like Latin American spirituality is drum circles and twerking like this.
Twerking and ayahuasca. That's it.
Yeah, I know.
And eating a hot chip.
It's
Hot
like,
Cheeto.
Hey, that's no. The hot Cheetos are for the American blacks.
yes.
Nah, everyone knew a Mexican girl in high school who was eating hot Cheetos with lime every day.
Dude, there's girls in TJ that are like, bring me the hot Cheeto, the hot
yeah,
Cheeto.
or Takis.
If you go to the US, bring me the
Bro.
hot Cheetos.
Those are straight up gross. The Takis is just like salt.
I had a friend who was obsessed, like addicted to those, and I was like, dude, that it tastes like shit, and it literally like gives you colon cancer.
Just so weird. Every time I eat a bag, I just shit blood the rest of the day.
Takis,
That's just
Takis,
the red dust on the Taki. It's not
dude, Takis have like a gasoline aftertaste.
I bet. I bet right now, if I Google it, there's a recipe online where someone had crushed Takis and used them to bread fried chicken.
Yes.
I guarantee that exists.
No, I know that exists. It
It
exists.
must.
I've seen it.
The most insane part was we would go to the corner store and he'd grab Takis and I'd have to grab him from them and put him back and be like, no, as long as we're hanging out, you're not eating Takis. Like he was that addicted to them, and I
He's
don't
like,
understand.
meanwhile, he's like he has his fingers all painted. He's like,
That story is proof of tabula rasa. Like you can make anyone do anything with fucking Takis. That's
Shit.
with Takis.
Hey,
with the
away
Sean-
Sean with your brownness. Come on.
Oh
guys.
yeah, we can't hear you, Justin.
Sean,
Yeah.
come in and tell us some all-American stories.
His phone probably died because he's on his phone.
Okay,
Oh.
Justin's gone.
Oh, Justin too. Son of a bitch.
This is the
Oh
Spick
my God.
Sausage Fest.
Right when they both left, I looked at the live stream time and it was 9 minutes and 11 seconds.
Yeah.
Holy shit! They got taken out, man.
What
They
says
got taken
that?
out. They got
Okay,
taken out.
here's Justin again. Let's get him.
Justin, you didn't get taken out.
Oh, we can hear you very quietly.
Nice.
Oh,
I didn't want to work.
oh, you sound
Weird.
good.
I thought they pulled a Bill Cooper on you, man.
So we're talking about
Oh, I got assassinated by the United States government.
worst. Like,
One thing, StreamYard. I'm sorry. One thing StreamYard needs. They're still in beta. Is like live studio controls, where I can, like where I can adjust people's audio, like individual audio levels. That's what Hangouts had.
Do I need an adjustment? Like, should I lower my
No,
volume?
no, 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 no.
You sound great.
You sound fine.
Great. Yeah.
Thank you guys. The voice of an angel.
Ay, ay.
Ay, los frijolitos.
What was I gonna ask? Okay, we had something in.
This is not weird. This is
Okay,
great.
we had Arab script man say, I was at a lecture at Catholic University about Indios. At the end, the fellow white man shows the cross of Santiago. He asks, "Is this a cool cross?" I say, "Yeah." He looked at me, or is it a cruel cross? Think about that one, fellas.
So clever. I love my teacher because he's like so clever and makes
He's
us really
so
involved.
smart. Oh my god!
What is the cross of Santiago? What is that?
That's a good question. Let's Google that.
It's an item. It's an item you get in Dark Souls.
It is.
The cross of Santiago.
The description: a cross typically used in.
Oh, it's the one where that's like, it has like the pair on the side, like was not fleur de lis, but it looks like almost like it has like a
like
almost like a pointed spade bottom.
Oh, I've seen that.
Pretty cool.
No. I see my friend in the chat. He's
The cross-
What is he
No.
doing? Is he
What?
busting your balls?
he says,
Okay.
how do I get some good
The
leverage?
green faction. How do I get some good leverage on the CZ75 trigger? The trigger is lower than the web of my thumb, and this creates weird fulcrum action. This is not a gun stream. I have one gun, and it's a piece of crap, like a half plastic high point. Gus gave it to me for free for $1.
I have a love gun.
Let's see.
Last
Ask
time I
K,
got
bro.
a gun was like
410K.
6 years ago.
The green faction. Are you one of those guys that talks like, yeah, I had a 317 here, and then I loaded up with C17s, and then when the C17s run out, you just gotta,
Just like the gun lingo, how it flies out. Like I'm not
Civilians, man,
good with it.
civilians.
I should get good with the gun stuff. I gotta get back on it. I mean, I've never been really on it, but you know, I should.
Put the rotary reload on reverse. Man, this baby can hit a.
Yeah, bro. So I was mill surfing the other day at the paintball field.
Mill surfing the other day.
You just aim and shoot. Just really easy.
Have any of you
Aim
seen
and shoot at the Eagles.
the like Otaku no video
No.
where like there's this like guy who's like full, he's like
Yeah.
decked out in like military
Okay,
gear.
here's
and he's,
Sean.
like, airsoft.
Sean's back
That's
again.
Oh, he's like a military otaku.
Yeah.
Sean, you're back.
Yay.
Man, I need to rewatch. Hey, Sean West.
The green
Swiss.
fabric.
Swiss.
I can't hear you, Sean.
Watch him like throw his phone.
It'll just be him breathing.
Let's see if we can get him over there.
I'm too new. I shouldn't be
John, you
talking.
look like a '90s album cover right now with all these after images.
Even flow.
Oh, start the show.
Start of the show.
Smile.
I'm still figuring out Streamlabs here. StreamYard.
Oh, this. Oh,
Hey.
I just what's the difference
Sean-
between the two?
I have no idea. Sean needs a freaking laptop. He does this stuff from his phone all the time.
Yeah. Wait, does
Sean,
that
we
have a
can't
song?
hear you.
Oof.
He's right side up over here.
It writes it up for me, yeah.
We need to save Sean from this dimension.
At least for me.
The boomer picture.
He's not
Boomer
like-
dimension. No,
No, it's
audio.
not, it's not better. We can't hear you. Just like try to
Like,
just
fuck
exit
you.
and rejoin again.
He's like, fuck you, fuck you.
Hey,
Okay.
look on the bright side. You can say a lot of racial epithets
Yeah.
without worrying about it. Gotta look on the bright side, you know.
The other day I met a Negroid gentleman.
The green faction says if you cover your body in Paki dust, does it attract Latinx like peanut butter with dogs?
Yes, it will. Yes.
You know, that interesting point about the Latinx thing. I don't know who actually uses that. Like, I've seen people talk about it, and I've seen people use it on Twitter. But I was I was talking to this Puerto Rican girl, and she said that what the progressives will do is instead of using the o or a endings for male or female, they'll say like Latines. For
Yes,
example.
yes, I can
Oh.
confirm this.
Yeah.
That
I can
sounds
give-
awful.
Yes, for example,
Butchering the Spanish language.
Absolutely.
todos, it's all of us. They say todes.
Yeah, todes.
Oh, what?
What's
Yeah.
wait. So what's the pronoun then? Like you know how it's el todo, you know, the entirety or all or everyone. Like what is it? What is it for tode?
Todes nosotros.
That sounds awful.
That's all.
Todos nosotros hacemos.
Sean, we can't hear you, Sean.
Dude,
He
but
can't hear you.
most of my friends,
Oh.
they're normies, but they're not that brainwashed in Mexico.
Ah.
They still think it's stupid bullshit. Like todes,
Yeah.
like, they make fun of it.
That's how it always is. It's like a few people in university actually using it, and then
Yeah, I
give
was
20
gonna
years,
say.
and then everyone will be using it.
You think everyone's gonna be using
In
it?
real life,
People
In
are
20
gonna-
years.
Book has, but he's at a work that like
What's that?
makes you give your pronoun.
Ooh.
Like,
My boss
it's an
actually, when they
X, so, like,
integrated the gender neutral bathroom, they were like, "Okay, so here's the bathroom, and whatever you identify as, you go into there, and that's it." But he didn't make any,
Wait. So is it just a bathroom for whoever like isn't a man or a woman?
Yes, they had a gender neutral bathroom, and he was just like, "If you identify as he actually kind of
Those
made fun of it.
arguments-
He was like, if you identify as a cupcake, you go in, and
Well, I know which bathroom I'm gonna drop my massive mid-afternoon dumps in.
nice.
Yeah, go take a 10-pound shit.
You're gonna like go Super Saiyan on that bathroom, like,
Yeah, there's been a lot of conservatives who complain about gender neutral bathrooms. They try to do it. They try to like debate about it. They don't realize it's just inevitable. So what we actually need to do is we need to like go in there and like take a shit in our hand and just like fling it on the wall. draw, like, draw an anime girl on the wall making fun of the sidewalk.
shit in the urinal.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
This is the Saul Alinsky route. Again.
so just like
Long march to the unisex bathrooms.
So just eat a bunch of shit and then straw, so it covers up for like a good amount of time. Bunch of frijoles, and then
All right, guys, enough foulness. Jeez.
this is
Like two
disgusting.
Chipotle burritos.
Disgusting.
How do you
With
want me to
takis.
say wet?
Yeah,
With a
All right,
taquito.
all right.
Flawed
Enough foul-
intellect.
and then just like
Enough foul. Enough foul.
Flawed, hey, flawed intellect says. Remember that the only proper pronouns for those tranny degenerates is it and that.
Says the
Yes.
guy with a anthropomorphic animal
It's
profile
true.
picture.
no that he's
Ah,
the only
shit.
good furry in existence.
Flawed intellect. I love you, but you are a furry.
Damn it.
Yeah, I'm. You can't see it, but I am tugging my collar right now, making a yee face.
Duh. Ugh.
Imagine the sweating emoji. That is me.
I actually did not know this until it was noticed by the other man. So.
Hey,
Where's
I'm gonna
Sean?
tell Sean to try headphones.
I think there's an equivalent to Sean in Spanish, but it's chano, which sounds funny.
I've never.
I'm
heard
not a
that.
furry though. Okay.
Wait. I want to know this.
Oh, I know. I know.
profile picture.
Oop,
The
wrong
green
one.
faction is crying, or what? Or what?
I can't tell. I see a bunch of squares. I was
He's-
trying to-
It's just water.
Flawed intellect says I'm not a furry though. I don't
It's a
know.
squirt, so I don't know.
It's sweet droops. It's like in the anime
Not a
when they
furry.
get nervous, they do the sweet droops.
Sweet man.
Break. And then he falls on the
I
ground.
did, and you okay?
first?
Sean says he tried headphones and we still couldn't hear him. Damn.
This is the devil working.
It
Cut off the
trying to
mic or
sabotage
some
the
shit.
stream.
That
Weird.
devil. Sean in the light of the Bible.
I forgot what I was.
So why was Google Hangouts
Drink.
shut down?
Should we talk about
because
Steven
it's-
Anderson?
Because it's shit
Fuck
and
Steven
nobody
Anderson.
uses it.
I used it. A lot of people used it. People all over the place used it, but like
Well, nobody wanted to. Come on, be honest.
it was really easy. But you know, StreamYard is easier.
Exactly.
I tried doing a Google Hangout with one person. Like you know how on Gmail you can do like a voice or
Yeah.
video call,
A special person.
and it all the time like messed up, and I'd have to leave the call and come back, leave the call and come back. It's very inconsistent.
How is it that Google dominates the world, but their products suck so bad?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? That's a trend that I've been noticing recently, where these big companies, these internet-related things, what they do is they have a product and they start removing features from it. You know, like right off the top of my head, obviously
YouTube
Google
has just been,
Hangouts
like,
got rid
You
of
can
that.
no longer hang out on our Hangout.
Yeah.
Ooh,
YouTube.
sliding.
YouTube
I'm about to mute Caesar.
YouTube had a movie a video editor like that you could use on your web browser. It's very like basic, but it was really cool.
Wait, they
And,
removed it?
They removed it like 2 years
What?
ago, back in 2017. Yeah,
That's insane.
I know because Ronald McFunkytown was upset about it.
Wow.
And I mean, dude, I can't blame him.
That's
And
just
they
the
also got
thing
rid
you
of,
can afford to do when you're a monopoly. You know, you
Yeah.
can just afford to fuck people over.
Mongoose Man asks, "Do you think there'll be a major persecution soon?" I think the persecution we're seeing already is different. It's not classical kind of persecution. It's not where like they're coming at you with a gun to your head or a sword to your throat. It's like
social.
It's like a Skinner box. You know, it's like behaviorism where they're making all the appeal be on the non-Christian end and all the hardship on the Christian end.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're not
Yeah.
going to come out and make
Mencius,
martyrs of you. At least not yet. Maybe in the end, definitely. But
Yeah.
right now,
Well, I think
they're just trying to like quietly sue everyone who has any sort of public religious expression. They're trying to socially. Obviously, we all see what happens in the social sphere. It's just pure madness.
Yes.
Right.
All right, Sean's back.
This is
Hopefully
the-
it works this time.
this is sort of the pre-persecution phase. They have to demonize
Yeah.
them before they can legitimately get the population to actually want to go after them.
Mhm.
Sean, I think we hear you now.
See, basically what they're doing.
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you guys
Sean.
are coming in much clearer. Yeah,
Awesome.
Yeah,
Perfect.
awesome.
Yes.
It's
We
the old IT. Just reboot it.
The
It's
devil
like-
did not triumph.
Sean, just get a laptop.
No, absolutely not. I will not do that shit.
He's like, no,
Uh,
of course not.
No, I want to get rid of my fucking cell phone, let alone get a laptop.
Hey, get a flip phone like me, bro.
Exactly. That's what I'm
Okay,
talking about. Yeah.
get rid of your cell phone and get a laptop. That way you can
Yeah.
just use it at home and not have to. I mean, you aren't going to carry your laptop around everywhere like a queer. You know,
He's so frustrated. Rick is so frustrated right now.
I just want access to
flabbergasted.
Sean, quality Sean access on my live streams.
He's just flabbergasted with this old 38-year-old boomer. Just like, no, enough. He screws all my stuff all the time. I hate it.
Oh shit!
yeah, but
Oh.
before the stream, when you were doing something, I told Caesar, Sean is just the protagonist from They Live. It's just it's. Well, I forgot the guy's name.
He's a wrestler.
Yeah.
Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
Roddy Piper. Yeah. And the character's like George something.
No.
George.
Sean is Biff Tannen if he went to
Yeah,
like
man.
the first semester of charm school and then dropped out. Like he just started acting a little bit better and that's it.
My whole life has been Biff. Like, if you're from the Midwest, you're always Biff.
Kid, I own the
That's
police.
But I love Biff. I love 80s bullies in general.
Yeah,
Like,
they're always
80s bullies were the best, and they always said the right things, and they try to lead. They try to lead the country in a right direction, but they
I
just wouldn't
freaking-
listen. It's
But
like,
that's bad.
I freaking used
tweet
the
about this,
line.
No one gives a shit. No one cares. So you're all gonna have to listen to it because no one else cares. And I have the mic, so everybody's gonna fuck
Hit
me.
it, please.
But yeah, like I was tweeting about the esoteric James Spader the other day, and just how great Spader is. And Spader was known for being a bully. He was a bully in what the fuck was the movie? John Hughes movie, Rick.
Oh no,
16 Candles was it? I can't remember. Somebody will.
16
needs to-
Candles.
needs to put in the chat. I don't remember. Somebody needs to put in the chat. One of you nerds need to put in the chat like what movie it was. But Spader was the bully in that, and everything he says inside that, just like Biff says, it's exactly. If you just do what the bullies say, you're going to be popular with women. You're going to be successful in your career. Everything's going to go right. And it's always the weird Jewy shit that they like protagonist bullshit.
Yeah.
Like-
that will fuck you up. All if you follow like Michael J. Fox and Back to the Future, you're in for a world of hurt. All right, but
Look
That's
where
what-
Dad's got it.
That screwed over our entire my entire generation because they grew up with like oh you just gotta be like the sensitive dude. You can't be the
Yeah.
alpha Chad. Like no dude, you gotta be fucking Biff. You gotta be like someday you'll be my wife. That's it. You can't be like oh geez maybe I'll give her some. No, you gotta be a
No, dude.
dick.
If you're a nice guy, you can get your mom to fall in love with you. In
Oh my
the
god.
in the past.
Everyone now is Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
You have to fight her 8 evil exes.
Okay.
Such a
Oh,
stupid
okay.
fucking- okay.
What's his name? School shooter or
Elliot
Shelter
Roger.
victim or
Elliot
what's the
Roger.
other? Huh?
those are your avatars. You're a school shooter,
No,
or
no,
you're a
the-
fucking
the-
incel.
No, the
Elliot
punk
Roger.
guy.
Oh no, forget it.
School shooter.
Scooter shooter.
I'm always surprised there's not
I don't know
more
what
mass
we're talking
murders.
about.
Actually.
Oh, yeah,
Living in
this
this
entire-
country, at the lack of mass murdering that's going on. People are always like really surprised.
People
Okay.
have
mass murder.
Oh, okay, guys. It's I think it's either a band or like a one-man band project on SoundCloud. He's also called Negative XP. He's also known as School Shooter. He has a song called "Scott Pilgrim versus the World Ruined an Entire Generation of Women."
Yeah, that's a good song.
Yeah, this is
I
good
like it.
stuff, guys.
It's-
Listen to this. This is good.
He's hilarious. It's fantastic. It's like great, like grimy punk songs. But like, I'll tell you what, the argument can also be made that it ruined an entire generation of men.
dude. I didn't remember now. Everybody's Ramona Flowers now. They're sassy and
dude.
have
I
nothing
always-
hair.
I always laugh when he downplays the entire song by ending like each verse with like, "I'd still hit if I could."
Yeah, I still hit it though. Kills the entire point, dude. But fuck. This is something. Okay, not only is this okay. Like, if we're gonna talk about comics, since we did want to talk about comics and the boys and cape shit in general tonight. Not only has it ruined like the general like gender expression of men and women, but like Scott Pilgrim versus the World, you know, the comic that the movie was made off of, and also Joss Whedon has.
Oof.
I know what, and also I'll say it out. The Office has just ruined,
yeah, I hate it.
ruined across the board, ruined writing in like America. Everyone tries to be like this Josh Whedon quirky reality show Office thing.
I've watched The Office. I've
It,
watched The Office
it's
7 times.
destroyed writing. Okay.
Dude, people now talk like this in shows like mama.
Okay. I'm
I
not
watched
sure if
The
you,
Office 7
okay.
times. I watch it as background noise.
Yeah, watching The Office is not personality. Okay. I'm not sure if you guys watched the new King Kong one as part of like the whole Godzilla thing,
Yeah.
but this my hair's a mess. I'm gonna put my freaking Chuyo back on. Get all spiky up in here.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Did Sean drop out again? Ugh!
Because of your hat.
There's like this I can't tolerate.
Oh, no.
He's being passive aggressive.
Okay. So here's what happened. Oh wait, he's back. What the hell happened? Device not connected.
He's black.
Oh.
There we go.
He's getting in and out.
It's
Blue
okay.
tag.
He's in and out. Okay, Sean's back. Okay, so here's what happened. I'm watching that King Kong movie they did, right? It was like a year or two ago now.
2017, yes.
Yeah. So it's a fantastic movie. I did like, you know, everyone hates the crazy giant bug valley scene from the Peter Jackson King Kong.
I love that.
That's a favorite freaking scene because it's creepy as hell, giant
Yeah.
bugs. But I did like this new King Kong a lot better. there's a moment where he's describing all this stuff, and he's like, "Oh yeah, the skull walkers, skull crawlers, or whatever, right?
Yeah. Skullcrawler.
The two-legged creatures with the giant tail, and it takes you out of it because in this character, this lady just like skull crawlers, really? He's like, yeah, skull crawlers, and because there's a little office scene where the music stops and they had to like be like quirky at each other for like a minute. I'm like, shut up! You're killing the freaking mood of the scene. Like, there's no attempt at sincerity anymore. Like, everything's ironic. Everything's like a guilty pleasure. Everything's like, oh my god, look how quirky we are. Shut the fuck up and give me the goddamn scene I wanted, which is like you talking about the horrible creatures that are trying to kill you all the time. If that was really happening, you wouldn't have time to be fucking quirky about it.
Can you imagine Jurassic Park with like?
Oh my god, it would ruin, dude.
I wonder if the Armenians were like, really, the young Turks? Some of them are old.
Really, young Turks? So are they all young? Yeah, they're all. I guess I'm like, shut up.
Even in the Avengers, like even some scenes where Thanos is in.
Dude.
Thanos.
Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Star Lord, they're all the same character, just like the quirky white guy. That's it. That's the same fucking character, like the wisecracking. No, Doctor Strange in the comics was a serious dude. Okay, he was not Dr. Quirkenstein. He was making quips to everybody's stupid little quips. No, he was not that guy. He was dudes talking.
Are you seriously touching the quadrant of the cosmos?
Speaking of Avengers, a few months ago, I went to see the new one with my friend because we were like, he drove up to where I'm at to hang out, and we didn't plan anything, so we're like, oh my god, what do we do? So we're like, I guess let's go see the new Cape Shit movie. And so we did, and it was so long, it felt like 3 hours, and then the only
It was 3 hours.
It was 3 hours. Okay, there you go. The only redeeming part was when. There's a little showdown that happens between Captain Marvel and Mr. Thanos, and Mr. Thanos, what he does. So it looks like Captain Marvel's getting the upper hand, right? And then what he does is he takes one of the crystals, healing crystals from his shower glove. And he puts it in his other hand, and dude, he just decks Captain Marvel. And I was like, okay, I love this movie now.
Captain Marvel had your haircut, Sean, in this movie.
Yeah. Is he falling asleep like I am with you guys? Fucking, this is a total nerd alert right now.
I told you this is the Cape Shit stream. Okay, let's get talking about bear stuff.
Hey,
Sean,
I will say one thing. Real quick. Is that the new King Kong is basically if V-Dare was able to like actually make a movie. It's all
V-Dare? Why?
Yeah, it's totally a racial movie. Have you
really?
Yeah, you think about it.
Tell me.
Watch that fucking film again.
Red pill me on King Kong.
Because of the natives. Or what?
Well, yeah, that's every King Kong movie.
Yeah,
the brown natives or like the white people.
They all are. Yeah, absolutely. All of those fucking King Kong films are all racially motivated.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
I think there's
either they know it or not. It might be subconscious with the Jews. I don't know.
There's even a Japanese movie about King Kong where they sort of brown the Japanese. So they look like they sort of toast the Japanese a little. So
but the Japs in blackface and stuff. Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
There's even that hot chick that's dancing around in her hula outfit or whatever, but she's brown. She had like paint on or whatever.
One of the funniest things to witness online is how Japanese
the fucking Japs hate fucking blacks, man.
Yeah, man.
No, they have no sensitivity, if you want to call it that, towards like Western views. So they'll like do something perceivedly racist. And people will fucking freak out about it. I remember there was some Pokemon game, and one of the characters is like some brown black girl, and then these Japanese artists are drawing her white.
Dude, in Dragon Ball Z, in Dragon Ball Z, there's this guy called Mr. Poo Poo, and he's just straight up
yes, he's like straight like blackface, like
that's awesome.
He's a big fat blackface dude, and he's called Mr. Poo Poo.
When they brought the to America, they made him purple.
It's so funny. It's so funny that like we always like bounce around, and but at the same time we realize things that people already realize. Like when Kubrick was making, I think it was Full Metal Jacket, wasn't it? And it was like the Vietnamese prostitute did not want to fuck a black dude. Like, no, it's not gonna happen. Like,
Wait, Justin, did you
yeah,
say?
for some reason Asians just hate black people, but just don't know.
Justin,
No,
did you say they made Mr. Poo Poo purple in the dub?
It was something like
isn't
that.
that like
Yes.
a thing? Isn't that like a thing black people say? They're like, "Oh, this nigga's so dark, he purple." That's
Yeah.
like a thing
Yeah,
they say.
yeah.
Oh, if you guys
Okay.
ever want to have a good time, read some Manosphere shit where the black dudes, pickup artists, black dudes try to go to Asia to pick up women, and they fail.
No,
And they just get so frustrated and angry. It's so great. It's so
That's crazy.
hilarious.
But
Like,
dude,
they
if
don't-
you
there's a
but
whole
dude,
there's like threads about it.
but
So-
dude, if you practice game, it's all possible.
no, thanks, all, bro. It blew me away back when I worked in the call center, and I worked with a lot of black folks, and they told me like of like the inter-black races and like the rankings of like skin tones. Like they told me about the paper bag test. If you darken the paper bag, you're too dark. And I was like, it blew my mind because all you hear is like
Yeah.
anti-racist stuff from black people, but then in their own circles, they're super racist at each other. Please blew me away.
Dude,
Yeah, Tommy Sotomayor talks about that. He said his family was like really horrible to him. Like as a kid growing up, they called him Crispy, and they said that
He calls himself crispy now. He's like crispy.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, in Mexico that happens too. We're constantly like, "Hey, negro, hey,
Yeah.
moreno, hey."
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and-
Mexicans,
and-
Mexicans are the most racist people on earth.
Yeah.
Mexicans are so
No,
fucking
it's
racist.
funny.
It's insane how fucking racist Mexicans are.
Yeah, man.
I seriously worked on a project one time, and I had to like go to like all. Of course, it was like total caste system. It was in Virginia, so
Of
all
course.
the laborers were black, and all of, like their bosses were Mexican because they knew how to fuck this shit done, and all like the upper management, like me, were all white, and so I had to like have a meeting with these fucking people, and I was like, yeah. Like we have a major racial thing that's going on right now. There's a lot of racism, and of course, all the white dudes were like, "We gotta stamp that shit out. We outroot it, get them out of here. We're gonna fire them immediately." It's like, yeah, but it's
No.
the Mexicans and against the blacks,
Yeah.
and all the white dudes were so silent. They had no idea how to take it. They're like, Browns against Browns. It doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense. We can't,
Yeah, they can't
that.
get it. It's like look. I went in Peru. I took a tour of a decommissioned submarine for the Peruvian Navy, right? And you see videos and pictures of like of the army, and like the grunts are like lighter skinned Peruvians dudes, but like the commanders are like they look like dudes straight out of Europe, but they just have to be Peruvian. They're like they're like very like clean Spaniard stock, maybe a little bit of Indio in there, but not much. And I'm like, I'm looking at it, and I tell my brother, I'm like, you see the difference? And he's like, yeah, it's messed up. I'm like, it's just the way
Dude.
it is, man. Don't get sad about it, whatever.
Dude, in the telenovelas,
Yes.
the rich guys that are always the white people, and then there's like, "Oy, Rosita, ven para acá."
And then there's the help.
Yeah, that help is like, "Ay, señora, sí."
Oh,
Like,
lost Justin. Oh, he'll be back.
The other day I was at a Mexican restaurant. This is pretty off topic, but like I was watching a telenovela like on the TV, and it was about like this 15-year-old kid, and he just saw like this hot busty lady across the street, and then he's just like
"Uy,
in his
Latina."
and he looks out the window and he like sees her undressing, and I'm like, this is on television in Mexico. And
Oh
it's
yeah,
something
dude.
everyone watches.
Dude, telenovelas are crazy. Like,
Dude,
like
and-
it's old lady. Like there was one I was playing back in the day. Hold on, let me pause this. There was a telenovela I was playing back in the day. Back when my mom was watching that shit, and I was like a kid, like a teenager, right? And there was a scene where this lady walks up into this chick's room holding a machine gun.
Yes.
Like I'm like, why is this old lady holding a machine? Like, oh, it's a showdown. They have a comic the entire series. I'm like, this is like a 6-year-old woman holding a machine gun to this lady.
And then they'll say like, "Oh, anime
Bizarre,
so,
just weird.
anime so ridiculous," and I'm like,
Yeah.
You know
Okay,
what's
here.
weird? Yeah.
Okay, guys, we have someone called fuck off and log out my account, asshole Millard. He says you can't marry eternal life. Yeah, I agree with that. It's a good thing that none of us here goes to a church that says that. Cool, thanks, bro, for the total non-comment.
Is that
Just
Steven
throwing that
Anderson?
out there, huh?
Yeah, some fucking
We're talking about
Okay.
fucking Mexican Nazis, dude. Keep up with it.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but we've had a lot of assholes in the comments who run up here and start trying to like debate with us. If you want to debate, go debate with literally anybody else. Go talk to Jay. Jay loves debates. Fucking Jay Dyer, my man, loves debating.
Debate 'em.
Want to debate? Go debate him. Not us. Bye.
Gobbledygook.
We're not
Gobbledygook.
debaters.
What a bunch of gobbledygook. That reminds me. For some reason, Serbians, they really like all of the you know how there are all those movies that are meant to sort of traumatize an audience. Trying to think of an example. I
Like
guess you could
a
say
Serbian film, for example.
Yeah. Oh.
Dude, I'm going to. I have a fiber wire rope thing that has the director of that movie's name on it. Okay, like you don't understand how much why it has nothing to do with Serbia other than like takes place in Serbia or something. I don't know.
Well, it's a statement on like the Serbian War or something like that. It's like,
Oh, that's retarded. No, it's not.
but look, the dude's a pervert. Okay, he made like a 5-hour movie about like fucking.
Yeah.
He's a porn artist.
It's a
But
statement.
they like watching like really like hyper violent movie with
Dude,
lots
his
of
stuff
gore.
is messed up. What's his name? I forget his name, but let's not even mention his name. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
seriously,
he's
let's not.
okay. It's like a 5-hour movie called Nymphomaniac,
Yeah.
and it's
Von Trier. Lars Von Trier.
oh, yes,
that's
Von Trier.
Yes.
Dude, the boy ain't right.
Oh, and you know, out of my friends who likes that nigga,
Who?
all the lesbos, all the gay guys,
Of course,
Oh, no.
of,
Good.
of course, the sodomites love him. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, I love babies getting chopped in half because I'm a psychopath degenerate
Yeah.
with my genitals.
Hey, did you guys have you guys listened to the fucking new Dave Chappelle at all?
I haven't. I want to see it. I'm watching tomorrow. Like the whole weekend I'll be home. I got 3-day weekend up at me. So
Oh yeah.
Let me just say something real quick. I of course, like me and Rick know Chappelle because that's back in our day, and he was always alt right before there was an alt right in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But either way, like fucking he had a great bit, man. He was talking about abortion, and it was
Yes.
a great
I saw
fucking
that bit.
hot take. It was a sweet hot take, and what he said was like basically he's like, well, if you have the right to murder your baby, a man should have a right to not give a shit about it and fucking walk away.
yeah,
Exactly.
if you can kill it, I can abandon it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
It's like a very
Absolutely.
it's a very nog take, but like it's true. It's like, and the people were mad about it. Like Devin Stack, the guy who runs Black Pilled. Honestly, he didn't get it. He's like, he's supporting abortion. This is subversive. Like, no, you're not getting his point because he ends it with, and if I'm wrong, we're wrong. I'll let you figure that out.
Hey, man, put a gun in my head right now and tell me which is worse, murdering the baby or fucking abandoning it. Abandoning it is better. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You kidding me?
For real.
But what about the quality of life?
Oh man.
Yeah,
I never
always boils-
understood that
Wait,
argument.
wait,
It's like, what if it grows up in a shitty family? We should just kill it.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah.
What
Okay,
is-
let's
we
go
gotta-
kill all the
What
poor
if,
people.
what if it gets adopted by billionaires?
Oh, well,
What's this guy saying? What's he saying?
I just want a white woman to look at me the way she looks at her dog.
Fucking
From a
nice.
horrified onlooker.
Brutal,
Nice.
brutal, brutal.
Nice.
Goddamn
Awesome
fucking-
name.
You just absorbed too many common filth fucking things.
I think I think
There's
the
too
best
many.
response. I think the best response to that sort of idea that they need to kill it instead of allowing it to live with a horrible family is just like, okay, so if you see a bunch of poor, starving people in Africa who are like in a war-torn area, is it morally better to just go and machine gun all of these?
Just mow them down. Tomahawk missiles. Da, 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 da. Thank you. You're welcome. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Niggas
Okay,
finally-
actually,
Is it morally wrong to laugh afterwards?
We need all the trans military drone pilots on this right now.
look. If it's funny, it's funny.
okay, guys.
Yeah, exactly. There you
Yeah.
go.
It always
Okay.
boils down to
Sean, you mentioned common filth. Right now, timestamp 44 minutes, 42 seconds. So someone send this to CF. I'll say this once only. You had a comeback coming. You had a great episode about not shutting up in the face of evil.
And
About you're dedicated. Your fucking mission was on fire. I was hyped for all our conflicts. I was hyped for you, and I was sticking up. People were giving me shit, but I was hyped. I'm like, CF is back. For all his flaws, I love the man. I love his stuff. And what happened? You had YouTube ban you, so you forgive me. You pussied out like a stupid,
I know,
pathetic bitch.
I gotta say something about that
I'm,
too. I gotta say something about
Pathetic.
that. I was
Come
I'm
back.
alone here, man. I know you guys are all CF fans. I've never actually listened to a whole episode of that guy. But
You
I
got
love
it.
him because you guys love him. I really do love him
It's-
because you guys love him.
I think
That's
it would
why
be
I
a
like
little
him.
too late for you because it's all been said and done now. So
It's still good, but I
It's
got
still
something.
great. I still listen to the.
I mean, there was shit that he did. I saw on like Twitter that I thought was fucking brilliant. That like really was like brilliant shit that like pissed people off so much. Like white girls fucking dogs is the fucking funniest thing on earth, and it's great.
Oh,
Like, white women are a
Justin's been
problem.
back. I'm sorry.
White women are a fucking
Hi.
big problem. Like you're like no white women are a fucking big problem, and like they need to be shamed. And white
Yes.
women fucking dogs is a good shamer. It is. It's a good shamer. And what was the other one, Rick? That he had. There was another fucking sticker that he had.
He
Communist
went
Party.
so
Communist
hard.
Orders.
Ignore
Resist
silent
homo.
orders.
Yes. Yeah. That was
I
a
still
good
have like 20 of those stickers. It's just it's
Send
just,
me 5, please. I want to post that.
I'm thinking, and guys in the comments, tell me if it's a good idea. I'm thinking of printing my own stickers, including like a revamped version of North Side My Orders, but without like the little banner on the bottom, obviously, because obviously CF Radio was gone. God damn it, Sean, blanking out again. Whatever, he'll come back.
Well, I have to say something too to CF. Okay,
Please.
I started listening to him when I was 19 years old, and I was an atheist at this time, and someone showed me his stuff and said like, hey, look, this is funny. And the first thing I heard him say was something about yeah, a Muslim shooting up a bar full of gay people on La Raza night. That's really American. And I was like, okay, I'm changing my worldview now, slowly. And now I'm an Orthodox Christian. My life has improved a lot. I related a lot to CF. I remember in one particular extra episode, and I'm a huge fan. I listened to every single extra episode and all the compilations and everything. I remember he talked about finding stuff on What CD a long time ago that he would have never listened to, and he was like I found this album called Beat Thousand by Guided by Voices, and I said that's actually my favorite album. I've listened to that. So I related to this guy. So I was so excited when he came back. Those 2 episodes, I was like,
Did you say
finally,
Guided by Voices?
this guy is coming back, and he's on fire again. And you quit because BitChute is run by Anglos. What a retarded excuse.
Dude, let me tell you something about the world. The entire world is run by the devil. Okay,
Absolutely.
you're gonna be
Right.
crying. Look, listen. Shut up,
Wait,
dude.
Exactly. Exactly. Like people get
Just
upset
like-
about.
Did he really say he quit because it was his BitChute is ran by Anglos?
Yes.
Okay, well, YouTube is run by people who already deplatform you. So from our standpoint, it didn't look like a principled thing. It looks like you being a fucking bitch.
yeah.
Fuck, man. I'm sorry. I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm not like
I'm gonna go autistic.
angry. I don't hate him, but I'm just so disappointed, dude. Just
I'm
like,
disappointed, yeah.
I'm gonna start screaming.
Wait, so you said you listened to every CFX episode. Did you even listen to the one that I was on where
Yes.
I was like, no?
I've told you about that. I've told you that several times, Vic. I was like, oh yeah, like the first time I talked to you, I was like, oh yeah, I remember you from that CF Extra episode.
Oh man, when I was
Nice.
like, how old? I don't even know how old. I was like 17 maybe, dude. Wow.
Jesus Christ.
that feels like yesterday to me, dude.
Yeah.
Hey Sean, Sean, are you a Guided by Voices
When I
fan?
first started watching Common Filth, I was like an edgy, like Iron Marcher 16-year-old, and I wanted to take the stickers and put them on my like school.
That's awesome.
This is so fantastic. I love these guys.
I
When
love
I
it.
was 17 years old, I was like tripping on a bunch of acid and not giving a shit at all.
When I was 17 years old, I was discovering that weed was not for me.
That's good. That's a good age to discover that.
It makes me incredibly paranoid and anxious. And I tried again at like 25, and it was even worse. And I remembered. I tried again at like 29, and it was even worse.
Damn, that's crazy.
There's a message in
And
there
so
somewhere.
I just know I never tried again.
Wait,
You
Sean,
ever
are-
see that fucking Gavin McGinnis thing where he never smoked weed and he smoked weed and he filmed himself smoking weed and he started
No.
fucking puking and just like vomiting and puking afterwards and just like freaking out.
Awesome.
It's a beautiful thing to behold. without
And
a
then he
doubt.
shoved something up his ass at the end.
Oh yeah, and he made out with fucking Milo.
Can go without that, yeah.
Him and Milo smoke weed together, and then they shove it in their butt.
Transport across the border.
Wait, Sean, are you a Guided by Voices fan? That was a question our friend asked.
Oh yeah, it was great that you said that. I hadn't heard that for a bit, man. Like yeah, Guided by Voices, man. That's a good band. That's crazy that you fucking said that. I just was like, wow, yeah, that's
Sean.
good callback.
I was watching a video a while back, and it was there's this YouTube channel, and I forgot what it's called, but it's other artists will do cover like musicians will do covers of other musicians' songs. Like that's the YouTube channel. I forgot what it's called, but there was one where someone did a cover of Game of Pricks by Guided by Voices, and he played it on the violin, and he was like this really like
I love that shit.
Yeah, he was like this really sort of like faggy, like Ivy League university musician student
Oh, the
type
best
guy.
guy in the world. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
He's one of my stock, without a doubt. I'm sure.
and he yeah, absolutely. And he was like, yeah, I thought about going to Guided by Voices shows, and I went to one once, and it was just a bunch of old jocks, and like it just wasn't my crowd. And then as soon as you were like, did you just say Guided by Voices? I was like, this guy is an old jock. This guy is Guided by
Exactly.
Voices,
Yes.
man.
Yes. It's
That's
perfect.
awesome.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah. All of that is exactly true. Completely. But I do love that shit. We're getting way off topic here, but I have to
Yeah.
say real quick, I do love like when people redo songs. Like I saw this guy, and he fucking I think it was like what are those Jamaican drums, like the steel drums?
Yeah. So
Like he did a steel drums, Tears for Fears. Yeah, it was.
Hey,
like,
man,
Everybody
Chod.
Wants to Rule the World.
Chod.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
my
okay.
God, it was like,
Guys,
Jesus Christ,
okay.
amazing.
As a segue to us talking about the boys, I'm gonna read some comments about the CF question, and we're gonna close the CF chapter of this chat for
Of our lives. Of our lives.
Of our lives. Okay. Flawed Intellect says, I only know of Colin Phillips because of his stirring controversy on Twitter. He was the man of like the bee's nest on Twitter, just starting shit. It was glorious to watch.
When he was talking about how baptism was bad.
Yeah, that was stupid. He was trying to say that like infant baptism was bad. It's like, okay, well then the entire church before 1500 was bad. Okay, whatever. Colin Phillips only heard of him because of you guys. Hold on. Colin Phillips only heard of him because of you guys. Wow, that's a reverse usually. For me, it was C.S. Lewis. That's really cool.
That's great. That's a great intake right there. There you go.
I heard of
C.S.
Rome was
Lewis
burning.
over.
Learned about.
Yeah.
I heard Rome was burned because of CF. Lol. I'll tell a story. I'll tell it again really briefly. I was pretty hard atheist, but then I was building a canoe. I built the canoe, and I was like, I heard this Common Phelps guy's pretty good. I'm against plays of episodes, and I started like an episode like 3, and I heard the first 2 were kind of lame. And then I just like building this. So my hands have gloves on, and they're covered in like this boat epoxy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can't touch the screen, or I'm gonna ruin my phone forever. And so the play is just going, and I have an outlet outside my mom's house where I built the canoe. So my phone's charging, so it's not gonna run out of battery. And it was just playing like 20 episodes of Common Filth in my brain as I'm building this canoe, and I cannot pause it. I cannot touch the phone. They're out there for hours absorbing Common Filth content. So it was like episode 30 where he starts. Oh, it was 30 something. I can't remember what it was, man. He has like 130 episodes where he just stops and he's kind of like starts leaking out what it wasn't intentional, but it was in retrospect it's a fantastic artistic thing where he's setting you up for hours. Like look at all these awful things, and suddenly he's like, none of this awfulness or goodness makes any sense without God. And so I started that day an atheist, and I ended it at least agnostic. Weak.
Yeah,
Like shit. Maybe.
absolutely. I had the same experience.
When did Common Field start then?
But dude, I don't know. Like
2014.
2014, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll
I was,
tell you,
I was
I
an
don't know if
atheist
we-
too back then.
I don't know if we still have this or not, Rick, but there's a really great conversation with Common Filth about that one movie that we did a little bit of a
So
Yes.
sorry, man.
Sorry, man.
yeah, and that was really a good combo. It really was. It was a really good conversation, and if I wish that we could put that out there for people to listen to.
I was re-listening to it a little while ago because I was kind of going through all the Gus episodes after Gus passed. So yeah, that was a great episode, dude. Great talks, and Gus has me and Gus have this sixth sense for each other's quirks. So he's on a tangent, and he just knows that I am getting annoyed by his tangent, and he starts a tangent off. He goes, hey, "Yeah, I know your tangent. Shut the fuck up." And I was like, "Damn!" Before I even said anything, he already sensed I'm getting annoyed by his tangent. He's already shutting me up.
Awesome.
Hey,
Okay.
I was, I don't want to do your segue, but
Any-
the boys, and this is the
Boys.
thing about the boys that I want to know. I don't understand if this fucking film or this series,
Serious.
I know it's lampooning, but I don't know exactly what it's lampooning. I really feel like it's like the most bipartisan lampooning I've ever seen in my life.
Bipartisan, you say?
The boys.
Yeah, I don't feel like they have when I watched the film, I didn't feel like that they were trying to lampoon the Trumpsters.
No, because it was written before Trump.
Yeah, this thing has really Bush era stuff.
We're a lot of Bush era stuff, a lot of
Yeah.
anti-evangelical stuff. There's a show called Mr. Robot. It's on its final season now. I only ever saw the first season, like a couple episodes of season 2. I stopped in season 2 because they had this episode where he goes to a self-help thing to help his mental illness, and it's filled with a bunch of evangelical Christians. And they're and this is the constant thing I see in TV shows where they're naive and dumb and haven't suffered any hardship in life. And this infuriates me to no end. That's the Hollywood stereotype of the Christian, someone who's naive and believes stupid things and has never experienced serious hardship in their life to question their faith. People in my church, there's a man in the church I used to go to who he came to the church because his son died at the door of an Orthodox church. He had lost contact with him for 4 years. It's totally strange. He died of an overdose in the middle of the street with his arm outstretched to an Orthodox church. Okay? There's a man in my current church who lost his wife. They were married very young. He lost her in his early mid-20s. Okay? There are people who in my life in my church who have suffered horrible diseases, horrible cancer, horrible illnesses. There are people in my church who have gone through intense and awful things in this world. There's no ignorance of suffering in the Christian life.
Yeah.
And the thing that infuriates me more than anything is this idea that people who are Christian are somehow stupid or ignorant or unknown to suffering. Buddy, suffering does not destroy faith. I've seen suffering bring people to faith.
Yes, it did with me.
Yeah. What is it? Poverty will always solve the problem of morality. I guess you same applies to suffering and faith.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's just
Dude,
The guy,
Rick, and
yeah.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say the guy in the Greek church I go to, the Serbian guy, He's an older dude, but he, I was working for him, and he told me like very nonchalantly. He said like it's nice to have like a guy like you around, just like even though you're just like helping me out. And I didn't know what he meant, but so I was like, oh thanks. So I did, and then I looked the guy up because he has I don't want to details, but I looked up his about him, his link and that kind of stuff. And dude, the guy lost his son, man.
It's not easy.
And recently too. And I'm like, yeah, that can't be easy.
There's a word for people who've lost their parents as children, orphan. There's a word for people who've lost their spouse, widow or widower.
Mhm.
There's no word for a person who's lost their child. It's something that's so bizarre and kind of obscene to happen. It's there should be
The
a word for
opposite
that. There's
should
no word for
happen.
that. It's something intense.
Dude, and
Um,
if you see those shows where they do that thing where they portray the Christians as that, it's also true that they will portray the character that's the atheist as this worldly motherfucker. Like,
Yeah, it's so smart and so really so wise. Oh my god, I'm just so smart. Like DC Comics put out like an article recently saying Batman's an atheist because he's just seen too much darkness in the world to have faith. Like,
what the?
shut up, shut
So
up,
stupid.
dude. Okay, I mean, there's soldiers, cops who are extremely faithful.
But
It's like so stupid. And then that's like The Boys is a great show. I got a lot. We'll talk eventually about the comic, the show, stuff it says about superheroes in America, yada yada yada. But my first instinct to talk about that evangelical episode they had, where they go to this stupid like Woodstock esque evangelical concert where like some dickhead is like. It was kind of funny the scene where he's like, "We're gonna talk about yada yada yada," and oh yeah, Jesus. That was funny. Like that was a funny line by itself. Like because that's like people.
but it was this Bush era stuff where it's like see, the guy turned out
I
gay.
didn't even know the
He's
show
He's
was
gay.
a,
called The
he's a
Boys.
Christian, but he's a gay.
I mean, I'd say that's an accurate critique of specifically evangelical.
Yeah, specifically like the rich wing of the evangelical American scene.
Hillsong. Yeah.
Hillsong stuff. Yeah, but it's like
You mean Hellsong?
Hellsong. But like their critique is not like the opposite of their critique is never presented as like a more pure, cleaner, honest Christianity. It's always
Right.
presented as like, oh well, what about my nebulous, angsty atheism? Like,
Yeah.
how dare someone provide me an answer? I went to her little speech. She's like, someone has the answer to give you. They're lying to you. It's like, shut up, bitch.
Shut up. It's like
There
it's
are
two,
no
plus,
answers.
it's 2 plus 2 5. No, it's 4. No.
It's so retarded. If there are no answers, how do you live, man?
Questions are more important than the answers.
Oh my.
But here's the thing. Okay, in the show, first episode, second episode was it? She gets sexually me too'd by the Aquaman parallel.
That's the first
Okay.
one. That's the first
I'm,
episode.
I'm sorry. Like, what comic is this? I went to get another beer.
The Boys.
So my name would be
Boys,
real-
but it got adapted into a TV show on Prime, and
Okay.
everyone's talking about it. So we got to
Talking
talk
about
about
the boys with the boys.
it. Boys, the boys. So what happens is, she joins this like, superhero team, which is kind of like the Justice League. It's like the big leagues of superherodom. And she joins it, and this dude like basically like whips his dick out, and she's complimenting him, and she's like, "Oh my god, she's gonna leave." And he's like, "Hey, look, if you leave, you won't have this opportunity anymore, and if you talk, I can ruin your entire career. So figure out what you want to do."
Mm.
But it's like, listen, Scripture provides us plenty of answers for these situations. If Christ is truth, who becoming man, God becoming man, truth incarnate, denying truth, it's akin to denying God. It's in the
Yeah.
same family at least. So this is a failed Christian. This is a person who was in kind of a situation that rather than choose suffering, martyrdom, maybe your opportunities get lost, whatever.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, fine, I'll suck that dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not saying the situation was right. I'm not saying it was right for him to do that. That's absolutely he's guiltier than her.
You're participating in that.
But she had a choice and she made the choice. So so unknowingly the show does a really good critique, which is like, that's in the end the only reason anyone ever rejects God is because of their sins, because they don't want to face their guilt, they don't want to face the accountability that is demanded of them.
Yeah, like there's this Cuban chick that's famous in TV in Mexico that's called Nilka. Have you guys ever heard of her?
No, I never heard of it.
Nilka Marcos. Okay, so she's basically a stripper, but she's famous. So, but whenever the Me Too thing started going on, we also heard about it, and here, and she was like, "Okay, guys, so here's the deal. Here's the deal. Like, all women in this business know that they have to do certain things." And if you do them, then that's your business. I do them, but she's like, I don't care. She's like, I don't care. And I was like, well, I sort of hate her because but but she's right. She's right. You ultimately, I mean, if I was in her position, I would be like, fuck, no, I'm not gonna suck at your stupid. Because it's not even like a job that's crucial to her existence. It's just like this dream she has of being fucking famous or whatever.
Well, the thing is, in the show, people are born. Well, they're told they're born with superpowers, but we find out eventually that they're given Compound Z to give them superpowers. Yeah. However, in the comics, Compound Z is known to the people in the world. People know that you get superpowers from Compound Z. So like they kind of changed that in the adaptation for the show from the comic is a lot better in my opinion. It takes out a lot of the stupid crap from the comic. It makes like the plot make more appealing, more interesting.
Less cynical, I guess.
Oh no, still plenty cynical, but not like okay. The guy who made it, Garth Ennis.
Yeah, Garth Ennis.
He also made Preacher. If you've seen that show, Preacher is like The Boys, except it's about church.
Oh man.
And it's just like he critiques this version of God and Christianity that just does not exist.
Yeah.
He critiques a Christianity that just has never existed on the face of the earth. He made up his own straw man to attack called Christianity.
So
he's like, haha.
Like every atheist.
Yeah, every fucking it's like every shithead atheist, but like it's just well, whatever. So like he just loves being like a provocative edgelord for like the 90s, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of 90s isms that kind of still bleed into the show.
Yeah.
So
what is that strawman Christianity that he attacks? Like, what are some
okay? Spoilers for Preacher.
Yeah,
you shouldn't watch it.
I already know. I already know about this.
But like, okay, in Preacher he has there's a God character who is like a dude. And there's no mention of Jesus or anything, right?
So it's Aryan.
It's just pure Aryan might. Oh no, Aryan heresy.
Aryan, yeah.
No, not Aryan with an I, not a Y.
So like so like, okay, what happens? There's a dude who like God is hiding from this dude who killed everybody in hell, and like
the Saint of Killers.
Killed,
right?
and, like he started the cosmos because he was lonely. Like it's just stupid things.
That's so gay.
And he's like super angry all the time. Like
he's just like a dude. He's like a guy who's like shines gold and can create things. That's it. Okay, hold on. Holy crap, we got a bunch of comments.
You guys got the voice totally wrong.
It's a little off topic, but I guess on topic of shows and movies. On the way back from Serbia, I watched. There's only like 4 movies, right? I watched Ready Player One, and I don't think I've ever hated a movie as much as I've hated that one.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty awful.
It's pretty lame, yeah.
What the nerdy, quirky underdog guy, like nerd gets the girl in the end.
Michael Cera substitute.
Yeah,
his lesbian black bulldog friend.
Do you remember the 80s?
Guys, Does anyone else the DeLorean?
One of the first lines in the movie is, "Hey, that's Akira. That's kind of their spy from Akira."
Shut up,
DAE
nerd.
Remember
video
the big
games.
phone? Remember Breakfast Club?
Guys,
It's
guys.
Chucky.
Does
Oh my
anyone
God.
else the 80s?
Yeah.
I was listening to the 80s radio at work, and like literally the entire like every break, he's like, "Hey, remember those big phones? Hey, remember that movie? That's crazy." And
It was just Madonna songs. Like,
yeah, it's like Madonna and like
We're living
I don't
in
know.
a material world.
by the way, that song is really, really evil.
Oh yeah, dude, intensely
Madonna
evil
is a
song.
Satanist.
Yeah, anyway.
Because
Because
Madonna
it's
probably
sarcastic.
floated on Epstein. Hey, someone check if Madonna flew on Epstein's plane. I bet she did.
Yeah, probably.
I'm looking it up
Yeah,
right
like
now.
that song is pretty
Madonna
catchy and
Epstein.
sounds sweet.
You Epstein, your
But it's
childhood
fucking
was
evil.
awesome.
I agree.
Flaw-
with Vlad, I don't like this game.
Florence says, "For the faithful, seeing evil in the world only convinces them more of the existence of God, as the problem of evil reminds them of the reality of the devil's work in the world."
Yeah.
There you
Whoever sees the greatest evils in the world and doesn't understand that they're making a value judgment based on the existence of the greatest good, they're just not thinking about it. The greatest evil proves that there must be a greatest good.
Yeah.
Like if you don't make this connection, you aren't thinking hard enough, dude. For real. There's guys that do this shit all the time. People at Appalachia says there was a funeral here where the priest at the funeral for his own son. Oh, dude, that's rough. He said at the funeral that he felt Christ's love at that time more than any other moment in his life. It deepened his faith. If he, I've said it, I've recommended it a million times. The book is called The Anti-Humans. The documentary on it is you find it on YouTube called Beyond Torture.
Oh.
No, it's about Romania, the communists in
Oh, the
Romania who
freaking
tortured
test in
Christians.
Romania.
It was intense. Like these guys were like brutalized, but like they said, like the a lot of these guys left these torture centers, like became priests and became extremely pious, and they said like they almost spoke about these times fondly because they said in those deep dark times when they felt the grace of God strongest.
Yeah.
I think Father George Calciu, or however you pronounce his name, was in that. The Romanian guy.
Okay.
I remember that in a documentary about St. Paisios I saw, he talked about how his long-term illness, he considered it a blessing because it was allowed him to have time for prayer.
Yeah. St. Paisios prayed for cancer. He received letters from people in the world all the time on my Athos, and he's like, "These people suffer so much. And it's just a cushy life here on my Athos for myself." And so he prayed to the Lord for cancer. He's like, "Lord, give me suffering the way these people suffer,
Did he
so I
get
can
it?
know what they suffer from."
Wow.
And that's what he died of. He died of prostate cancer.
Shit.
Sean says, "I can't hear anything you guys are saying. Sucks. I'll buy a tablet or something soon."
Go buy a tablet.
That's enough for Sean tonight. Sadly, I really want to talk about the boys with Sean. God, whatever. What can I do?
Every time you said the boys, I thought you were talking about like a meetup or something. Because I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
together
I
with
thought you were
the
just
boys.
talking about the group that we're in right now. Boys.
The
Okay.
boy.
I got Lee J saying the writers really showed off their hate wanted for Christianity. Absolutely, dude, just absurd. Like I said, like they can only attack it via caricature. And like the argument, okay, I can take the episode alone and just like extract the stupid arguments inside of it, and just like do one off, knock them all out. It's just stupid crap. It's just like George Carlin level like nignogery.
You should do a video of that.
Oh, hey, wait, that's Lee J. Oh, shit.
Carlin.
Yeah,
That's a
Lee
name I
J.
haven't heard in some time.
Lee J.
How you
I'm
doing,
working
my
with
brother?
Lee J. What's up? You gotta hit me up on
Sure.
Twitter, bro.
He's our local East celeb. Well, not kind of. I don't know if he would call himself that.
I love Lee J's art. I'm always a big fan of it.
Yep.
Eventually, I will be a purchaser of it in some form or another. Legion, you should just sell some stuff. Legion, do you have like a shop? You freaking should have like a shop where you sell some of your art, dude. I buy art all the time. Let me send a good night message to Sean over here so he don't feel rejected.
Good
Okay,
night,
bro.
Sean.
Stay safe.
Is he done for the night or what?
He's done because you can't do this off your phone. I'm sorry, you can't do it off your phone.
Yeah.
DJ, hello. And the stupid anime emoji face with U's. Kill yourself. Kill yourself, DJ. Never mind. I take back everything I said. I take it all back.
Hello.
You blew it.
That's funny.
Okay, I would not. Wait. Are you saying you would not sell your art in some way? I can't buy a print of some good art you made, bro. Stop,
Come on, man.
bro. That's your
Or-
talent. You gotta make money from it. I'm not saying.
If he doesn't believe in monetizing art, that's based. I agree with him.
I don't know. You gotta make a living, man. You gotta pay bills.
Yeah, man. It's not like art's always been like it's always been commerce, man. Too.
There's other things you can do to make money.
I pay Owen Broadcast $5 a month on Patreon to make art for my amusement.
Okay, so you're being
Lee J, I will pay you money. Hey, Cesar. Okay,
Yeah.
it's okay. We're like an hour 16 here, right?
Mm-hmm.
As usual, I want to talk about the comic at the very end of the stream.
Oh yeah, any new updates with that?
Yeah, Cesar is taking his time doing these promo pages. I'm not critiquing anybody, you know. Nigga.
yeah, I know.
But you know, I mean, the goal
Cesar
here,
wants it to be perfect.
Cesar is perfectionist. Okay, Cesar has like the shotgun approach, where he'll like throw a bunch of shit out there, and he's like, "I'm not sure which one I like." You have like 20 ideas, and you're like, "This one."
Yes. Yeah, I have that approach because I actually need notebooks. Like I constantly carry notebooks around because I just have a bunch of shit in my head all the time, and I'll be like, and then I'll write it down and do
Eureka!
Eureka! But I'll have like 20 eurekas a day, so I just gotta do it. I get it out. Otherwise, I'm not
wait.
happy with that. But lately, I have been more disciplined about that because, for example, like yesterday, I really wanted to do a sculpture, but I was like, no, I gotta finish the fucking inking. So I just took it out and I started inking that shit.
I
Okay.
gotta start drawing again. So when in 10 years, when Tara, the Girl from Earth, gets renewed for its third season of its TV adaptation, I can do the comic.
Hey, Sean says, "Tell everyone I said that they're inferior."
Awesome.
Great.
What?
Okay,
So Rick,
okay.
would
So
you mind
wait.
explaining to the uninitiated what your comic is about?
Me and Cesar are working on a comic called Terra the Girl from Earth. We have a tentative variant cover agreement with Owen Broadcast, Owen Cyclops on Twitter.
Okay.
But that's not set in stone right now. But I definitely want one from him, and I want one from Lee J as well. So I'm putting that offer on the table live on air. So variant covers, you know, not only do they look cool and give people variety, but like, you know, it does help kind of like drum up the knowledge of the comic itself. You know, have bigger
Exactly.
names attached to shit.
Exactly. Like we're also planning to do some fan art regarding a certain boy called Sack.
Yeah, boys, that all the big indie artists right now, like, we're going to rip on them a little bit in the promo stuff.
Nice.
Also, we have we're supposed to have John De La Rose on here, John of Rice, who you know, the guy who wrote Flying Sparks. It's a good comic. I have some critiques of it, but I didn't want to get into them with him on there. I'll be mean to like sit there and grill him and tell him he's a piece of shit or something like that. I mean, he's not that bad. He's a good comic. It's readable. It's interesting.
Just expected more.
I'm gonna get volume 3, but I feel like he can up the ante a bit. It's just up the tension a lot. A lot of tension, potential there, and he's not grabbing it. But it's not Jawbreakers. Jawbreakers, I did back Jawbreakers, by Diversity Comics, or also known now as your boy Zach. I gotta tell you, John, as much as I love the man, it was unreadable trash. Just
Damn.
Jawbreakers.
incoherent, unreadable trash. I'm sorry. It was awful.
Legion says he'll do it.
I was astounded at its level of unreadability. Lee J
Yeah.
says, I'll do it, heck yeah. We got it on video. Lee J agreeing. We'll discuss.
There you go, man. You can't go back.
We'll discuss later, bro. DM me. Or I'll DM you, whatever.
Dude. The thing about this that frustrates me too is that there's a bunch of YouTube people telling you what to do in terms of like, oh, this is what we do in the industry. Oh, this is how it's done. And I'm like, then I get their product and I'm like so disappointed.
You suck. Right? It's like all this shit about all these critiques, all this great like stuff, but then you suck.
Yeah, like what's the fucking point? What's the fucking point of all this? See, this is how I do it, and I'm like, yeah, well,
You
right?
suck.
Hey, so what's this comic about?
Okay.
The comic is about okay. Imagine like
Not a
the
good sign if
worst-
you can't describe your.
no. Okay,
I'm just kidding.
we did a whole half-hour thing about it, but okay, I'll
First of
I'll
all,
do
Rick, just before you continue, what was my original purpose here? Because you asked me something like, Cesar, hey. You asked
hang
me
out
something.
with us. What do you mean?
No, but you said something like, hey, Cesar, and it sounded like really important, like I had to say something
Well,
about the
'cause-
comic.
Well, because you and me are talking about are the comic. Right?
Okay, so go ahead, proceed. Yeah.
So okay, Terror the Girl from Earth is like if the worst woman you knew came to Middle Earth.
Yeah.
Okay.
A strange Middle Earth.
The original pitch was the censor I gave was like, okay, Tank Girl goes to Middle Earth. No one remembers Tank Girl, and
I remember.
it's not really accurate anymore anyway, because now every female protagonist in comic is like a wannabe Tank Girl, like a edgy chick with a punk rock hairdo, but this wasn't totally
And an attitude to match.
in attitude. But yeah, it's like okay, superheroes have been deconstructed to hell and back for the last like 20, 30 years. Dude.
Yes.
I mean, The Boys itself is a deconstruction of superheroes. But like, it's new to people who only know Marvel's MCU normie garbage.
Yeah.
But like in comics, we've been suffering from this since Watchmen. Watchmen was a great story, great comic, but like it killed superheroes because that's all it does. Everyone's deconstructed now. It's all in pieces. Superheroes fight each other more than they fight villains. The villains suck. There's no heroism to speak of anymore at all.
Mm-mm.
But more than that, it's like, is that the best person to kind of aspire to? Is that really the? There's a lot of questions, a lot of like cultural shit we're gonna be unpacking in Terror the Girl from Earth.
It's sort of like what they did in the Last Temptation of like, we're gonna humanize Jesus. Why? I was like,
It's like why? No, Jesus is not a human being. Well, he's a human being, human nature.
yeah,
It's not gonna take theology right now.
yeah,
But like, okay. Call Jay Dyer for that shit. So, okay, so Terror is gonna run for 20 years. Terror the Girl from Earth is gonna run for 20 years. It is an intense, long form story, about a kind of I don't want to say psychopath, but a very intensely adrenaline junkie, sociopathic-ish kind of woman who comes to another world, much like Narnia or Oz kind of thing, where she gets transported to a different universe, and she gets wrapped up in a war against gods. So she begins to take down various cult leaders who call themselves gods. She exhibits some of the worst parts of her personality and calls them heroism. There's a lot happening in this story. It's not it's not just a one note deconstruction of the SAW era of superherodom, although it is that. A lot happens in this story, which is why it's going to take a long time to tell it. So if you're strapping into the story, be ready for the long haul, because It is one set story. It's not gonna be non-episodic. I mean, there's gonna be things that happening every episode, every few volumes that arcs within
Yeah.
arcs. But the overall thing is gonna be the story of this one woman, her and the female the okay. It's my deconstruction of the action hero, the action female protagonist. You know,
Yeah, your atomic blondes,
your your
your
your
Lara Croft.
Rey's, your Rey from the Star
Star
Wars
Wars,
series. Yeah, your Ramona Flowers.
Oh.
Your Jessica Jones. All these this type we see all the time now. This action packed female hero. She's not right in the head, but the story is deeper than that too.
I'm interested.
Yeah, like it'll have issues about like what we're all interested in, like masculinity, religion. Because we got this funny character called Gaster. Should I talk about Gaster? Like,
Not by Gaster, yeah.
not like okay, so what else could I say? I mean, you just gotta trust us at this point. It's we can't
Okay,
reveal that whole thing
Hold
and
on.
not
Yeah.
spoil you. Like,
I'm taking it back. We're talking about Gaster. Gaster is like, it's,
okay.
okay, it's like Donald Trump meets Zach Brannigan meets Gaston from Beauty and the Beast,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
but like it's an honest critique of. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't get too much in the meta of it because sometimes if you get lost in the meta of things, you lose the reader's take on the character.
Right.
Yeah,
Because,
we're gonna end up doing Deadpool and shit,
right? Where it's just like too meta for you.
Yeah.
Deadpool as in the superhero that swears, right?
Yeah, but he's gonna be the character that deals a whole lot with that issue of masculinity. He's gonna sort of help this Tara character. How do you call it? Situate herself, like you know how lesbians.
There's a
he's,
conflict.
he's her foil, basically.
Yeah,
There's-
you know how lesbians.
He's
have
one
this
of
thing-
them. There's a few foils for Terra because no person and no character should be monodimensional.
Right.
There's a lot of angles of critique to take the modern woman or the modern female protagonist.
Right.
So, but let's not get too lost in the meta because sometimes as the guy who's writing the freaking thing, I think of the meta a lot. But what is the particular? The particular, the fun of the story is you have a lot of crazy action packed scenes, a lot of intense fucking drama between conflicting personalities. You have weird like takes on the fantasy universe because the world she enters in is like the way to describe it is like your average like Lord of the Rings or like Shannara-esque fantasy world, but like it has gone through like a Blade Runner like cultural degeneration.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, you're not gonna hear speeches of like Gandalf being like, "Yes, we men of the West."
Yeah. Like that's like people in that universe look at that's how like normally in this universe look at like the 50s or something like that. Like
Yeah.
oh, it's stupid old timey garbage.
Yeah, it's like cheesy.
But unfortunately, some of that old magic is still kicking around, and it does cause problems.
Yeah, and should I explain the technology part of it or not?
Oh, that's way too in universe. I'm getting like fucking.
Okay,
nerdy.
no, that's okay.
So
Yeah.
so when can we
More
expect,
nerdy.
when can we expect the first issue of this?
Look, we need to do those pages which are almost done.
Bully Caesar for that.
Yeah. But look, this shit's gonna be done before October because that was our deadline last year. But last year was a bad year, man. So
This year was a bad year, shit. Too.
yeah, but
Well,
we've
the
done
promo-
more
the-
progress.
Yeah, Epstein died. It was a very sad year.
It was rough on me, man. That was
Committed
rough on me.
suicide. It's very sad.
Yeah, man.
We're all very depressed about it.
yeah.
What?
September-
My nigga Epstein.
September, October-ish should be good
For what?
for the first issue.
First issue.
Yes.
Ambitious, says her.
I'm gonna hold you to that. I'm gonna hold you to that.
Yeah, hold me to that because
Yeah.
now I have like public counting on me.
Yeah,
So
public
that'll
accountability.
yeah, man. Because see what happens is I go after the office, I head home, and then it's like so. So I'll do it in between or at work or whatever. But
You see,
lately,
okay, I see some of these comic Indiegogos and Kickstarters where these guys make like 20 grand. I'm not looking for a shit ton of money, but I am looking for enough money for Cedric to quit his job from and at least drop full time for a few months.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I'm in
That's
TJ, man. A nice living here is not like a ton of money. You don't need a lot of money to like make a nice living here. Like a guy that makes $30 in the U.S., he'll be rich here. So
Right.
an hour, $30 an hour. So, yeah, actually, eventually, that's something I do have to move on to because, uh, I'm planning on being in here for the long haul too. It's not like I'm just like oh yeah, it sounded like a good idea, but
Maybe it's just too meta, but are you guys gonna like self-publish, or I just don't know how that kind of.
Self-publish.
Okay,
self-publish.
sounds good.
Yeah,
See,
there's no reason to do traditional publishing in this era anymore. There's no reason to do it anymore. It's totally dead. You can't sell as much as you can by yourself.
Rick, should I talk about Box Day? Or is that like
I mean,
Isn't that
I've
bad
critiqued
for
Vox Day enough on these live streams.
okay? It's just that
How's the reach for this comic so far? Do you guys have a lot of eyes on it yet, or have you found a good way to get a lot of eyes on it? Or
We got some pretty good ways to get eyes on it. We got enough eyes on it. We got pretty good okay, but like I want more like done before we start like spreading it everywhere.
Yeah.
right?
about the style of the comic. It's supposed to be. Go ahead, Rick.
John, John De La Rose, John of Rice, as I lovingly call him. He did say, don't worry about promotional until you get your first issue done,
Right.
like drawn out.
Yeah, exactly.
Like once you have something to sell, then you can sell it. But until you make the thing, don't fucking start promoting it everywhere.
Yeah,
So
man.
I'm taking his advice on that, but we are gonna promote a little bit, at least in this, at least on this channel, at least on the Twitter sphere. But we got friends. We got Orc Brand who's in with the Tech Wars guys. Even though Campbot hates cape shit, this is like firmly. It's not fully like fucking superhero
No,
doggery, but it's enough that like it can be considered cape shit. So
I'll have
maybe
to learn to love it then.
so, so maybe we won't get in like Tech Wars, nothing like that. But what can you do?
yeah, but about the actual style of the comic, it'll be sort of like like your old timey Frank Frazetta kind of stuff, you know, lots of cross hatching, shadowing via ink, all of that. Not a lot of you know how modern comics have this for example, instead of
Tumblr
making
style.
yeah, like Tumblr style, or for example, let's say somebody wants a shine effect. They won't actually draw the shine. They'll just grab some sort of computerized shine effect, and then they'll show it.
Oh,
And
ew.
this is
Guys,
not gonna be it.
guys, forgive me. I'll be right back.
No
All right,
problem.
no problem.
I'll
Middle
keep
of
talking
title,
about.
I'm sorry.
I'll keep talking about this. So wait, okay, yeah. So I also been told that I draw like the guy that does the Final Fantasy artwork, the Yoshitaka.
Yeah,
model.
yes, that's exactly what your art reminds
Okay,
me of.
Rick
That's
is
why-
gone. Tell me spoilers.
But we're in the public. Look, man, it's all junk. Like
Yeah.
guys, no. I'm like Owen Benjamin. Guys, it's all bullshit. Let's get out of here.
Can't wait to see those promotional pages, dude. I'm excited for this.
Dude, you're gonna love them. Like, I know I can't spoil it. Rick has it
Oh,
forbidden.
no, yeah.
So you said we'll see the first issue in September, October, but when will we see promo pages?
Listen, these these promo pages should be going out anywhere between these 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Woo! All right.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes, fully.
Alright.
Yes, because the thing is that, like I said, my job interferes a lot, and also since I do a lot of other side gig stuff, like people ask me for artwork and stuff like that, it's hard to balance it. But lately, I've been like, just just saying no to people. Like, hey, can you do this for me? No, 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 no. I just want to dedicate my entire thing to this. I mean, I'm even doing fucking statues and shit, man. We're going
Wow.
big. So
are you the only artist on this project?
yes. So far, we have planned to only do this ourselves. But as he said, he's gonna have like different artists come in and do covers and stuff like that. And I'm not like the envious type of guy. Like I'm the only one that's gonna do the cover. No, I'm like okay. Because I remember there's comic that draw me in because they have a lot of variety too, like Sandman. So it'll be good.
That reminds me when Rick asked me to do the art, and I was like, or something like that. Oh, is she back? Never mind.
I'm back.
Do you remember?
Welcome back.
I think you asked me to like, hey, do you want to be my artist? After I like posted some random.
Well, no. What I asked you for was some character design, and you're like, well, you know what? I'm not that great. And I was like, okay, fine.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Rick, you can say no. I'm not pressuring you, but should next live stream we should figure out some way to do a slideshow and start showing some content of this stuff.
Yes, I should do that. I gotta pick a different browser because this browser does not support screen sharing.
What browser you got?
I'm using Chromium. Is it an Ubuntu laptop?
Ubuntu.
It sounds like a Brazilian tribal thing.
I had to get Gus's computer working because right now Gus's computer, like, if I'm running for a little while, it dies. It just totally craps out and has to like freezes and shuts down.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta fix the damn thing. I don't want to take Windows off of it because I need a Windows PC in this freaking house. Especially like once because I'm doing the lettering for the comic, so which means I need to use like all like the standard
Photoshop, all of that
software. Like Mango Studio is pretty good for that stuff. But like I gotta get that work. But it only works on Windows, which means I need to freaking have a Windows machine.
Yeah, and those fucking programs take a lot of like they heat the computers a lot. So
yeah, the old GPU. But Gus put the pretty six. Oh, I love Gus so much. But I'll tell you something about Gus. I think I told the story already, which is like I roll up in this room one day when it's time to move. He's moving houses, and I'm like, Gus, you have all these PC parts. When'd you buy this shit? He's like, 2 years ago. I was like, nigga, you tell me you had this like unbuilt PC in your room for 2 years and you've never built it?
What?
And he goes, yep.
Yep.
That was awesome.
Okay.
Fucking Gus, man. It's like, oh no, I just didn't get around to it. I'm like, but you like $2,000 worth of parts. Why did you build this thing? He's like, I don't know.
Dude, there's this thing with that Americans don't understand like what people win here for money or what the salaries are and shit, in Mexico, because they'll often say that $1,000 computer is a starter machine and it's a cheap ass machine. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's $1,000 fucking dollars, nigga. Yeah, and they'll be like, no, I mean, just a basic system, for guitars too. They'll be like, or fancy instruments, they'll be like, well, this is a mid-tier $2,000 guitar, it's pretty crappy, but
Okay.
It's a lot of fucking money.
Nobody says that about guitars. $2,000 for a guitar is insane.
Dude, you'd be surprised.
There's a lot of douchebags that are like, hey, you can get a mid-tier guitar for like $1,050.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. As a guitarist, I've never heard anybody say.
Oh, I've heard plenty of that.
Yeah, I've heard it, man.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. But especially this guy. Have you heard of Kiesel guitars, dude?
Kiesel. No.
Yes, they're based on California, and this guy's like, here's our mid-tier guitar. It's $1,000. It's something basic you can start with, and I'm like, you a douchebag. It's like he's just trying to do the psychology trick where he's telling you that a fine ass quality guitar is just a starter pack, so you're just
go to a pawn shop and get an Epiphone SG for like $250.
Yeah, man, but everybody's gotta get custom shit now for some reason. Like there's like thousands of little guitar makers now, and
you gotta talk about the middle class American bourgeois problem.
Rick, proceed with the subject about the guitar people.
dude, okay, maybe not everyone you've encountered in your life, dude, but there are people in the world who come from enough money that and they don't know that other people don't have. Like this dude's telling me one time. I mean, okay, I know there's gonna be like grippers in the damn comments who are saying like, "Oh, you should have already been owning a house." And believe me, there's plenty I've done wrong in my life or has gone wrong in my life. Not always my fault, but plenty my fault. That I should have been owning a house by 35. Why not? But you know, there's people who will tell me like, "Bro, just buy a house."
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, just do it.
Bro, just buy a house. I'm like, okay, are you gonna pay for it?
Yeah, I was like,
Are you gonna pay for the fucking house? Are you gonna pay for it? And like, oh no, bro, just get one. Like, look, if you're not gonna pay for it, please shut up.
bro,
Yeah.
it's all your fault. Aaron Clary says so in his book. Okay, so
Poor,
You know,
poor people just want to be poor. You just love being poor.
Reminds me of
Yeah,
that. Reminds me of that video of someone made a video of Ben Shapiro where he's someone asked him about global warming, and he's like, well, these people they can just sell their houses, and then this guy just breaks down the wall like in a green screen, and he goes, Ben, who are they going to sell their houses
yeah,
to?
exactly.
Yeah.
Shut up, Jew.
It's like, yes, exactly. Like, who's buying this fucking property? Exactly, please.
Choose a well.
Well, yeah. He's gonna sell it to his family or what?
Yeah, it's banker
Remember
family.
that picture of Paris Hilton wearing a T-shirt and says "Just stop being poor."
Stop being poor.
Stop being poor, bro. Just you try not being poor.
No,
Have you tried it? It worked out pretty well for me.
no, and I actually think a lot of the manosphere shit is like that. It's a lot of useless advice. Like, just buy that, bro.
Yeah, just buy it.
It's like, bro, just go MGTOW and buy a house.
Yeah.
It's an
As a
investment, bro.
construction worker making $11 an hour, I'll just go buy that.
Bro, just get investments, bro.
One
Just
house,
mine Bitcoin.
please.
Just mine Bitcoin and do
Oh,
all
just
these-
take your house voucher to the house kiosk.
House kiosk. One house, please.
Yeah.
I
One-
can help,
You know, one
Nick
of those.
says I can help you out with that, bro. I don't know what you can help out with, but whatever it is, I will accept any and all forms of help. You know where to talk to me, bro.
You know the house kiosk at the mall with the Israeli person that's like trying to talk to you while you're walking past them.
Israeli.
Israeli. No, dude, but yeah, I have a lot of trouble with that. Like people don't believe me that I just went to the mall to see the toys. Like, I was like, this box is so cool. the box artwork, and they're like, and you didn't buy it? No, we didn't have a lot of money for that. I mean, I'm not like, oh, I didn't get toys,
Yeah.
but I just tell it as a story from my childhood, and I think it's normal. And apparently, it's like, what the fuck? You're the only person in here that's just looking at toys, man. It's like, I'm like, oh. And I actually did come to enjoy the box art of toys.
Well, our buddy Justin did buy a toy recently.
Justin.
What? Oh yeah, I bought we got a Ray figure. It's pretty sweet.
Say it.
That's right.
Hey, what?
Ray from
bought a toy?
Evangelion.
If you finish, right? You finish, right? You definitely finished.
Bought a toy, you must play with it.
He's gonna play with it, all right.
Sit here on my desk.
Yeah, just don't cover it in hot glue, please.
No.
I don't even make a joke like that, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Why Ray and not Oscar? I think there's like a psychological.
Oh, best girl debate happening.
I think
Because Ray shuts her mouth when she needs.
Oh, damn.
isn't Ray sort of indicative of a sort of mommy interest, perhaps?
Yeah,
You're
well,
trying
if
to
she shuts her
freaking-
mouth, it's okay.
Psychoanalyze.
I am absolutely psychologized.
Like, guys, just trying to talk.
Yeah, bro, just
This is another live stream.
Hey, everyone, stop talking. Just trying to talk.
What?
Sorry, go ahead. You were trying to talk, and everyone's talking over you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Wait a second. And who? Me?
No, Justin.
Justin? Go
Apparently
ahead.
he
Justin.
wasn't.
What?
I heard him talking.
You
You
trying
were
to freaking
talking. And everyone was
psychoanalyze me.
talking over you. No, I couldn't.
No, he's saying I was trying to psychoanalyze him. That's what he said.
Oh,
Don't-
sorry.
Yeah, 'cause I've-
Don't
Okay.
worry, Justin. I like Ray too.
Yeah, let's not make this about anime. I agree. There's
Hey,
a time
hey.
and place for that. Not this time or place.
Hey,
Okay.
everybody!
Why not?
I hate how that guy, the guy that made
What's the correct way
Evangelion,
to eat
he's
a
like,
chocolate
oh my,
corn?
Well, if you want to make this about anime, we can talk about Kimetsu no Yaiba and how it's a terrible show. But I don't think.
no, dude, we just gotta clear up this thing about
Hey.
about what?
What's the best anime on Prime? Right now, I'm watching Key the Metal Idol, which is a DVD box set I want to buy back when they had an anime shop in my neighborhood. Now they don't have it, so now I'm like,
right
hey,
now,
look, that anime I wanted to buy back in the day.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen
Vinland
the anime on
Saga is
Prime.
airing
On
right
Prime.
now on Prime, and it's pretty sick.
Vinland
Yes.
Saga.
Is that good?
Excellent.
Okay, I'll get on it.
As
I'm
is-
home this entire weekend, so
Two best
Bard-
shows this season: Vinland Saga and Doctor Stone.
Doctor Stone.
you said?
Doctor Stone.
Stone. It's like Jimmy
awesome.
Neutron anime versus Ted Kaczynski.
Doctor Stone is like naive empiricism, but awesome.
He looks like he has like a cabbage on his head, and then the two what did he call him? I don't even know the name of the bit.
I like the ridiculous, like heavy outline, like 80s style that the artist has. It's excellent.
Oh yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
looks intense.
Bros, but I gotta talk about this just briefly. I hate that this guy, the guy that made Evangelion, he gets all mad and makes fun of the people that supposedly like, oh, they masturbate over my characters Rei and Asuka, and I'm like, dude, you clearly designed those girls to be fab material. Come on.
Yeah, there's so much fan service in that damn show. You kidding me?
Yeah, it's like, oh no, I was just no.
You built it, nigga.
You built it.
Don't complain about it.
You built it, and
You
they
I'm not saying
came.
it's right, but you
Build
built
it.
it.
If you build it, they will jizz.
Yeah.
I'm
you-
walking to that joke.
If you build it, they will come. If you build it, they will come.
Ugh.
And they did, and it's too late now. It's way too late. There's entire racks of those dolls everywhere. Yeah, man. Like,
John De La Rose wants to do like a waifu pillow of his character, Meta Girl.
I see that. I
I kind of want to. Cesar, we should do a waifu pillow of Terra.
Oh man.
That's what.
Oh man, that's gonna be.
Is Tara chubby? Because that would complete the.
No,
Charles
she's like
Barkley shut up when
she's like an
James
athletic
Guys
girl.
Did that.
Okay.
Terra is a very athletic woman who hides her attractiveness behind the facade of lesbian anger.
Okay,
Yeah.
so she's a sort of like, well, not totally lampooning, but she's a sort of like the self-insert character. She's not the actual reader of these types of characters.
No,
right?
definitly not a self-insert character.
Yeah.
No,
okay,
no, no.
so she's-
There are characters in it who will be kind of a self-insert character, but she's definitely not the main character is definitely not one of them. But you know, much like the comic Cerebus, if you guys ever read Cerebus by David Sim, even though he's the title character and the story is about his life, he's not always the main focus.
Right.
Look, the Terra waifu pillow would have like her arm around you, but in a sort of guy way, like hey.
No. The Terra is one thing only: her passed out drunk. Like in the deconstructor suit, just like
Yeah, like that's it.
Jack is spilling
You
my
can't even
face.
It's just gonna be beside your bed. It can't even be in your bed. It's like
Exactly. You don't want that thing in your bed. Get it out.
It's on the side of the pillow, not like on the broad side.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like off center. It's like
Just ragdoll physics, you know.
I just had the worst thought. I
Don't
imagine what if it says like, what if it's like you're ordering your Tara body pillow and it says there's like an option. Do you want your Tara pillow pre-spunked or not?
Oh,
I told Steve about that back in the day, back when we had the first episode with him. No, the atheism,
Disgusting.
the atheism is for plebs episode, I think it was. But it was a comic convention I went to where they had a like these waifu body pillows with, I'm not kidding you, pre-printed jizz stains on the
oh
pillow.
my
No!
god! And it feels like cereal. Like
It's all crunchy.
it's all crunchy.
I didn't feel it. I just saw it. I'm like, I wish that was like 3 phones ago. Okay,
Shit.
because on one of the old phones, I had a picture of like this thing with like pre-printed jizz stains on the pillow. I'm just like, I can't believe what I'm looking at right now. I can't believe this exists in the fucking universe I live in.
Guys, I'm gonna link you to my Instagram where there's a bit of Terra and Don Gaster in there, so you can watch it casually. You don't have to comment on it right now, but go ahead.
Yes.
Is this how we measure time in the post 9/11 post truth era? You, like, oh, you're like, hey, when did I meet you? Oh yeah, I think we became friends like 3 phones ago.
That was like 3 phones ago, but I was like 7 Twitter accounts ago.
Thousands of phones ago, the Earth was
Thousands of
warm.
phones ago.
I don't know how people keep Twitter accounts. I made a new one and got suspended within 4 days.
Yeah,
Dude,
seriously,
dude.
bro.
Dude, can you believe creationists think that the Earth is only 6,000 phones old? Like,
Oh, my God.
it's so retarded, bro. Oh my god.
Oh shit.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man.
So yeah, people like, okay, I look at all these other Indiegogos and Kickstarters for people's indie comics. Like the middle price point is like $25 for like a volume of their comic or whatever. Because they want to make a lot of money, and I understand that, but I'll tell you what. I'll tell you the God's honest truth. The God's hand to the Bible honest truth. I don't give a shit about making a lot of money. Cory Doctorow, who's kind of a shit lib, but I like his early work. His book content was fantastic. Obscurity is a greater enemy to the amateur writer than piracy. Okay, and so I'm paying Cesar for the art as much as I can pay him, and eventually the more I get into my career, the more I can pay him. But for the comic, I will set the price point to be as low as we can manage it.
Yeah.
It's not going to be $25 for a volume for volume 1. It's just like you can't spend that on a whim. I'm not saying you can't afford it. I can afford $25 right now, but I can't spend it on a whim. I can't like if I'm hungry and I want to go home and cook something, I can spend $5 on a whim. I can spend $8 on a whim. $25 is like I can't spend that whim. Maybe at the most I'll wait a week to keep it from being an impulse purchase. I do not want to make a $25 impulse purchase. It's a bad idea if you want to be monetarily responsible. So I'm gonna try to set the price point for Terra as low as possible. First of all, we're printing on newsprint, old school comic newsprint. Okay,
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's super high quality, guys. Like you're.
So wait, is
Yeah, yeah.
$25? Is that like the average for like comics these days? Or, I have no idea what
for
that
a
looks
volume
like.
of like a single graphic novel volume. Okay, it depends because like you have the big names like Image Comics, right? Okay, right now for $10, and I do recommend this one. For $10 on Amazon, you can buy the first volume of a comic called Die. And it is about an RPG kind of universe. These guys get sucked into this RPG world. It's fantastic comic. But the only reason you can buy for $10 for the first volume, which is like 5 issues condensed into one volume, graphic novel volume, is because it's the best-selling comic in the entire country right now.
Oh, wow.
But
Really?
the average indie comic volume, which is like 5 or 6 issues in one volume, all the various the high price the regular Indiegogo ones, the common price point for a single volume, which is 5 or 6 issues or chapters in one thing, is $25. That's how much John De La Rosa is selling it for. How much the guys from Graveyard Shift is selling for. That's how much Jawbreakers sold for. Cyberfrog. All like the big indie names right now are selling their first volume $25. That's like the common price point. Not only are we gonna sell this as low as I can manage it, not as I can, but as I can manage it, because obviously I want the goal is to have freaking since they're not having to work a shitty call center job,
Yeah.
because those jobs suck, as having worked one myself. But also like
Donate to this poor Peruvian boy.
but also I want the digital version, the digital copy to be as like bottom tier, if not free. $1, okay? Because the point is not the point here is not to make money. The point here is to get the spread your comic around, spread the name around.
Mhm.
If you try to make money off of this thing, it's like, are you in the okay? To paraphrase a Breaking Bad a line, are you in the money business? Or are you in the comic business? Are you in the storytelling business?
Yeah, man.
I want my story to be out there. I don't want it to make a. I straight up, I don't give a fuck about a bunch of money. I don't give a fuck about. I make good money in my job. I have to make good money on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
make
like
decent- And I'm a 30-year apprentice. I'm making 20 an hour. When I top out at 5 years and I become a journeyman, I can make like 30 something an hour.
What's your trade?
kicking
Electrical,
Electrical. Okay, awesome.
electrical.
Kicking
Yeah, If you want, I've got some bros in on that jam. If you want tips, please DM me on Twitter, Repentant Rick.
Cool.
But yeah, I mean, like it's the goal here is not to make a bunch of $600,000. Ethan Van Sciver, the guy who's right now his big claim to fame is Cyberfrog. He's like the best-selling indie comic of probably all time.
Shit.
But here's the thing: he makes like 100,000 every issue. This is one thing. Okay, this is one of the ones I want to talk to John about. John De La Rosa about, which is like the Ethan phenomenon, which is like the reason he makes his money is not because he's a great writer. I don't know how good a writer because I've never read one of his comics that he wrote, at least. The reason he makes his money is because he makes a YouTube video every day shitting on SJWs or whatever. He's in the drama business, and appended to the drama business is the comic business.
Right. Especially currently.
It's like side merch.
That's not right. That's not right. If your passion is not in the storytelling, because I could do that right now. I can make a video every day complaining about some stupid, inane SJW bullshit. I'm not gonna do that, dude. I'm just never gonna do that. It's so stupid.
It's a sellout move at this point.
Dude, to me that's so.
Hey, dude, you ever know about
I even
feminist
have
are?
to.
Yeah, everyone knows that already.
Does anyone else love feminists?
No, but dude, that's so not part of what I want to do. That when you say that, like make a video every day talking about that, I'm like so lazy, man. It takes effort for me to even do that because it's so much not my interest. You know, it's
We
like
need a new critique of Blair White.
I was gonna say it's probably
what?
soul sucking too. A lot of those people who seem to be in those sort of circles have they end up in like crappy situations. It seems. You
My
know.
favorite
Yeah.
example is Shoe on Head and her boyfriend.
Oh no!
Oh,
What happened to
foretaste.
you?
Are an endless,
She was
endless wall cow milking session.
I'll tell you, Gus, back when he was around, he had his horrible first heart surgery. He had a bunch of tubes in his chest, draining all this stuff, and he was like, after they got him all out, about a month before he passed. In the end, he was telling me, I was talking about it, dude. You were in. I've never seen you in such pain. I was uncomfortable to look at almost. And he's like, I'll tell you the truth. I feel like that was a foretaste of hell. That was like God telling me, watch yourself because this is a 1%, 0.01% of what hell is like.
Yeah.
And so he's like, he's watching himself. And it's, that's why I have a lot of faith in his salvation. And like, I gotta say, the kind of life Shoe on Head leads is like a foretaste of hell. It's like, okay, you're getting permacucked by the dude you live with.
Yeah, man,
You
it's
you
so
you you,
strange.
you have to sit there and like watch him fuck other women and like tell yourself it's okay.
Oh wait, that's
Bitch,
what
it's
happens?
not
Oh,
okay.
really?
Even
It's
Mormon
not
women when they
cheating, bro.
interviewed
It's
them,
just non-monogamy.
No, me so beast.
even when they interview Mormon women, they seem uncomfortable. Like they just seem beat. Like
They're like, oh, I guess just live how I can. Ha 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 ha.
hitting
Damn
themselves with a
the other
mallet, with a
day.
rubber mallet.
Like, ha ha ha. Why am I crying?
Yeah, but shoot, go ahead. Drinking beer. I'm sorry.
No, Justin was talking. It
Oh,
wasn't
Justin,
me.
go ahead, Justin.
It's like polygamy. It's like, imagine being a kid in that. Like, what do you do with all those other women? Like,
Awful, awful.
Yeah.
It's like
And then-
serial
Oh,
killer
man.
too.
And then-
You just reminded me of these people I went to school with. There was this guy, and he was in the military, and he had married this woman, and I found out that they had like these parties at their house, and I was like, okay, well that's interesting.
Oh no.
That's interesting. Whatever,
Oh,
you know.
baby.
And my friend told me, he's like, yeah, I went to one of their parties once, and I don't think I'm gonna go back. And I was like, why? And he said there was a guy there, and he got drunk, and he stripped down to his underwear, and he started flirting with me. And then there was, and then the guy's wife, right? The guy that I went to school, started flirting with him too. And I was like, well, that's disgusting. And he's like, well, that's what they decide to do. That was his take on it. But then he was also like, yeah, and I thought that was weird because they whenever they have these parties, they're like, yeah, we have to send our kids away, and I was like, okay, there's kids involved.
Oh God, it's so awful.
It totally
Oh.
sounds like something that Shoe on Head boyfriend guy would do. Like
Armored skeptic, say his name.
Say his
Come
name.
back.
fucking
Fucking-
skeptic.
It's like, oh my god, look at my cool Jedi outfit, you pathetic cuck.
What? He thinks
Y'all
he's
need to. I
His
can't believe you guys aren't watching Sir
dapper helmet.
Dapperton.
We're not watching
my
who?
son
See
broke
how
out
I-
in Star Wars costume.
Sir Dapperton? No,
Yeah.
we're not watching Sir Dapperton.
Pure Bugman.
pure cuckery.
Pure
Are you
Bugman.
talking about like the autistic, like
The- the-
the ANCAP guy?
Yeah, his avatar is a guy in a suit wearing like one of those masks.
The armored
has,
helmet,
like,
like a suit of armor.
You
No, it's
guys
not
are
Sir
telling
Wearing a
me
Dapperton.
you're
tux.
not watching
This is
Mr.
arms.
Obvious or Undoomed, perhaps?
Dude, why do these atheist people think they're so classy? Like,
Because they are, bro.
Look,
Like,
look at
what
my
are you
look at my
talking about?
tux, bro.
look at my
Look at my
tux, bro.
tux. Faggot.
Former. Like, it's a formal occasion all the time. Like,
Yeah, it's formal every day in my YouTube studio.
dude, when we were talking,
It's for boys. Atheist is for gentlemen.
dude, when we were talking about how the atheist character and all of these shows who critique Christianity is always a worldly thing, I imagine them saying like, I've been hardened by years of Marilyn Manson videos and Nine Inch Nails.
Hardened. I'm brutalized by 9 Inch Nails Closer on repeat for 10 hours.
You're going to get what you deserve.
Oh boy.
Every time I
Yeah,
get
but
up, I come.
Sean Head's just.
Yep.
You
You?
what now?
What?
Well,
I
just
Justin.
got up and like. I
Justin,
went
by
up-
the way, I'm sending you your hat tomorrow.
Sweaty ass
What?
hat.
No, not this hat. This
Okay.
is my hat. I got Justin his own hat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you were talking
My
about
computer
something.
monitor
that-
actually isn't hooked up right
Total
now. 'cause I'm on
derailment, sorry.
PS4, but
Your Chuyo, your Peruvian hat. I'm sending it to you tomorrow.
all right, thank you.
Also, with something else that you share amongst the California bros.
California. You're in California, Justin?
California.
California?
Orange.
The
Justin!
audio is really it's messing up with me right now.
it's
Because the
fine
PS4
for
has
me.
no games.
Probably your-
Okay.
And Danganronpa, it's pretty sick. It's like anime and they kill people.
Well,
Nice.
so regular anime then. Nick Salvador says
Yeah.
the open relationship crap is so terrible. What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't know, dude.
Yeah, it
Look
was
at-
crazy. That colleague I had, he was a very intelligent dude, and he was very good at, I went to school for electrical engineering, and
Cool.
I saw him in computer science class, and I asked him a question about a Java program that I was working on, and we talked for a while. This is before I knew all this, and I had a lot of respect for the dude because he seemed very intelligent and very hardworking. And then when I found out about this, I just lost all respect for him, and I never spoke to him again.
Yeah.
Open
The
relationship.
moral story is don't make friends.
Yeah, basically.
Not nowadays.
Dude, I don't,
real-
dude. I straight up don't make friends in my trade. Most of these dudes are like grimy ghetto dudes.
Oh my god! I'm working construction.
That's not.
Don't even
That's
tell me
that's
about
not okay. That's not lingo for black. Okay, that's not like lingo for black. It's not
They're urban.
They're not the
Right.
urban market?
There's plenty of like white grimy ghetto dudes and
absolutely.
spit grimy ghetto dudes.
Absolutely. Yeah, I work
Like,
construction.
I'm just,
I know
like, I can't make
exactly
friend-
what you mean. Like
There's
these people,
someone-
you'll be hanging out with them or like at the job site or whatever. Like for example, the other day we were digging into mud with an auger and it was making like this noise, and then the guy was like, "It sounds like a bitch's pussy." And then they all go,
Dude, I heard you making a noise. I'm like, someone making comments about the pussy. I
"Yeah,
guarantee you.
absolutely, it's just
Absolutely. Look,
always
there's-
about raunchy jokes.
there's a
Not
guy
how-
in my class right now. I'm a third-year apprentice. There's a guy in my class right now who got kicked out of the program. Do you know why?
Why?
Because he had lied about charges he had. He had been involved in a murder in 2016.
Whoa.
He just got sentenced 3 years for manslaughter, which means he's going to be in prison for 3 years, which means he's not going to be in the prison program. So he got thrown out because he lied and because he's in prison.
That's crazy.
This dude was a massive pain in my ass. Every job site I was with him at, he would give me shit about being a Christian. He would give me shit about being kind of soft-spoken dude. I'm a Peruvian. We're soft-spoken people.
Yeah.
And he would give me shit because he's a Cuban. They're loud and boisterous and shit like that. And Peruvians are like, Peruvians are kind of soft-spoken dudes. They're kind of just like,
Put some bass in your voice.
oh yeah, say that. Oh no, all right. Like I said before, the last good Cuban died February 3rd.
No.
Gustavo. So like, this dude who's giving me shit about being Christian. The reason he's doing that is because he was feeling guilty for a murder. Once again, like I said earlier in this stream, like the only real reason people reject Christ in the end is for their sins.
Yeah.
Like, you hate God because you're a fucking murderer. That's why. It's not because you think it's stupid or cheesy or whatever. It's because you're a fucking murderer.
It's like
Or
it's
or
like
sodomite or fornicator, whatever fucking pet sin you had that you can't let go of.
it's like, oh, so you think it's cheesy just because that's like it's not a precursor. It's like a derivative of you being what you are, of the sin
Yeah,
you can't let go of. That's why you think it's cheesy. It's like, oh, this ridiculous thing interferes with my shit. It's like,
exactly. Because like
yeah,
if I sign up for it, it requires things of me, and I can't have that. I want to do whatever the fuck I want. Okay, enjoy hell as a fucking murderer. Then I'm sorry, but people don't like that language. But like,
Anything but being held
legit,
to any standard. Yeah.
yeah,
dude, that we I can actually segue this back to the boys because at the end of the day, I mean, I think it was a great show. I enjoyed it thoroughly, but what is the solution? I mean, what is the end game? Like,
yeah.
like
Who's responsible for Homelander?
yeah, like
Because Homelander was raised in like a lab environment where he was disconnected from human
interaction.
intimacy,
Yes,
right?
he
So he
has
was
this
like a
weird.
lab creature who was like doesn't know how to relate to people. So he's like, oh, I'll just abuse them until they do what I want. Because he was raised in a lab conditions, not like a person. So they make this whole fake backstory for him, but it's like, so he's fucked up. Like, you know, we've seen these experiments with monkeys where like they're raising with like a wire mesh cage mom, like a not a real mother, but like it's the best they have, and they have like weird socialization issues with other
Yeah,
monkeys. So I was like, imagine a person with this.
that's
That's
where
Homelander.
fetishes come from. Like,
That's Homelander. That's all. Hell, that's social media. You know, you're constantly fake social environment. I mean, I fucking love you, bros. But you know what? The best times I remember, times that I hung out with you, some of you guys in real life. Me and Vic hung out in real life, and that like cemented our friendship better than all the online interactions combined.
Oh yeah,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah, brother.
There's something that you can do in real life that you can't do online at all because then it'll just get boring. And that's just like
well,
sitting around next to each other. Like
Yeah,
just the presence of another person is a bonding experience. Not even if you're having a
most
conversation.
most communication is subverbal.
Right.
Body
Yeah,
language, subtle
yeah.
cues, facial tics.
yeah,
All that communication is subverbal, dude.
when you're online, you have to be really descriptive about what you're doing or what you want to
Yes.
communicate because otherwise, it doesn't get through and people get confused and then they're you can call it douchebag.
You know what?
Someone
It's like
other guy
you're
who thinks you're calling him a
completely.
faggot. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's like, and you're completely right, right? Because like that's the problem with online interaction. It removes all those elements. But you know, it's just funny that we have to figure this all out again. You
Yeah,
know,
Yeah, that's the worst part about my
because
upbringing. Go ahead.
no, go ahead, please.
No,
whatever
that's
society
the worst.
we are living in right
Yeah,
now.
that's the worst part of it. Like the most hate I have for my upbringing is that I had to learn to do normal shit. I had to learn how to be even marginally normal, and I don't even consider myself that like anyway.
I
But
think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing ultimately that modernity has forced us to sort of understand why these original systems were in place. Because
yeah,
that means this sort of thing will never happen again. We now
Yeah,
know for sure why
Like
those
I'm saying
traditions
this right
were.
now, like
yeah, for sure.
you
that's the
gotta
classic
read
Chesterton fence. You know, like don't take the fence down if you don't. It like I'll trust you to take the fence down if you know what the fence is for. If you don't know what it's for, don't take it down. Because if you can't articulate why you're taking it down, don't take it down.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
That's what happens. Like we had these like social arrangements, and we took them away.
remember that
Took
time when
away
we just made
church,
like pop music.
spatial awareness. Yeah, and it's like what happened? People completely lost their shit.
Go
No
ahead.
idea. People are crazy as fuck now, dude.
Wait, what'd you say, Justin?
Remember that time when we made like pop
Justin.
music like ever just because we could? Like getting going.
I remember 10th grade when you'd walk past the hallway and the kids at the bench were blaring dubstep. That was epic. I remember.
Dude,
Oh man,
but
these
yeah,
past. Sorry, no, you go ahead.
no, that's okay. But go ahead.
I was gonna say, like these past few days, like this, I guess this week, I've been going through another like binge of old like anime club tier songs, and I'm like, I keep thinking to myself like, okay, this is cringe, but did I miss out? Did I miss out on it? Did I miss something on the way here? Because it's like, okay, as cringy as they are, like you can't deny that they're super endearing. So I wouldn't want any of
Wait.
that to exist today.
You mean the ones where they dance along to the songs and stuff like that?
Yeah, dude.
dancing caramel
How do you guys dance?
Oh no,
Yes,
I
that's
hate
it.
that shit.
So, yeah, so to give you a specific example, I was looking up I just looked up Caramel Dancing anime club. Yeah, and
You
dude,
posted that video of the guy like playing that shit like in the dead of night.
and in his apartment. No, but I find all these videos of like anime clubs, and they're all from like 2009, and they all have like under 500 views. It's like super like, why is this not more popular considering the impact it has had?
Dude.
But it's crazy. I thought it would have way more views.
And it's not even that long ago. It's 2009, man. But
Dude,
There's
for
that
me,
one
like
video.
2009,
Okay.
I
It
was
was like-
barely sentient. Okay, so like,
There was
Okay,
that
look.
one.
Okay, so like guys who are like just 20 years old right now, 2009 feels like a lifetime ago, but like to a 35-year-old dude, that's like a couple years.
like this, dude.
A couple years, man.
Yeah,
It
man.
flies. Once you're past your like early to mid 20s, it just flies. You're like, oh shit, 3 years passed. So
Dude,
I
to me,
fucked my little
2009 is
sister.
like I'm 28, and 2009 to me is like, oh yeah, I remember everything crystal clear like it was yesterday. The
Well,
whole year.
I gotta ask you guys, for those who are older, do you remember a
I
significant
was doing
cultural
in
shift
2009.
occurring between the years 2011 and 2013? Like
Yes.
towards the end?
Yes.
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
Gamergate.
Okay.
Definitely. 100%.
Something-
Gamergate that
It
early.
start-
I'm trying
okay.
to figure out what happened.
Where it started, where I first saw it happening was in the subreddit called Tumblr in Action.
I remember that. Yeah.
I saw it happening there. I'm like, yo, this is the kind of stuff I've been like low key talking about a little bit. But you guys are getting way more in depth than I am. And then you saw it happening more and more. And then next thing you know, Gamergate happened and it blew up. People don't want to hear this, but like, none of us would be here if not for Gamergate. That's the God's honest truth. None of
Yeah.
us would be here if not for Gamergate.
That's kind of true, though.
The truth, man.
Yeah,
You don't
that was
wanna,
like the
like-
nexus of the sort of anti-modernist beginnings.
Yes, because
As
people were
cringe
like,
as it is.
why
Yes,
can't I
they
play
do.
games? And it was like, well, why? Because the feminists. Why the feminists? Because of this. Why this? And I'm sorry, the guys are here who are not new to this channel, but like it's because of the Jews.
Yeah.
And like Paul,
Delivery was perfect.
red pill dudes who were like talking about like games. Like I was talking about games. He's like, no. We can talk about games until we talk about history. We can't talk about history unless we talk about the fucking Jews. And you're like, holy shit, I can't. Next thing you know, and okay, people giving me shit for this, but I don't care. I'm a big fan of Charles Manson. I'm a big fan of his music, of his thoughts, even though he
Hey,
may
I like
be.
that. I like the Unabomber. Don't
He
worry.
did some great music.
He may be damned. I pray for his soul. One of the last people who was in contact with him was an Orthodox priest. I hope to God, God's mercy on his soul in the final judgment. But I'll say this: Manson had a lot of things right, but one thing he had right was he was like, we will not advance in this culture if we don't stop fighting in World War II. And you can't help but look at the world right now and be like, that's totally right. We're so wrapped up in the World War II narrative.
Absolutely.
We're so wrapped up in that. Like, holy shit, it's so
What's the worst
true.
thing to be called? A Nazi.
Yeah, people are so hyped up about this Hitler, Nazi, nationalist, racist.
Where do you think the prophetic value of Manson comes from? It's very strange. He said a few things that are extremely accurate and still apply to today.
Maybe he
Manson, okay,
yeah,
in a better universe, that cared about its people in a real way, Manson would have been a priest.
Probably.
Shit,
Legit, that's what I know. That's what I think. That's what I believe. Like in a better universe, Manson would have been a priest.
I was gonna say, I was gonna go down the more like slightly more depressing route and say that like, well, I mean, he had handlers, right? Is that correct?
Handlers
I
how?
mean, as in like,
Handlers.
well, people are talking about. Wait, is it? Was okay? Was he anything like? Was he MKUltra or anything like adjacent to that? That's you know what I mean.
Well, there's
People say
theories
that.
that he was, but I think most of the psychological damage he sustained was just from all the institutionalization that he endured
Hmm.
since he was a young child, because he was raised with a prostitute mother, and
Wait,
he
who
was
are we
always
talking
in and
about?
out of like
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Charles Manson.
Manson. Charles Manson.
Because
Oh,
I was
shit,
going to say, because
Manson is like-
if that was the case, I wouldn't be surprised if it was just his handlers telling him to say these things.
If you have like close to $100, and if you really want to get into the Manson rabbit hole, DM me, Repentant Rick, and I will send you Nicholas Schreck's link to his book about Manson. It is 1,200-page book. It is not light reading. It is heavy duty reading, but it is a fantastic breakdown of the Manson phenomenon. But
I almost bought that
honestly,
book.
I tell people, if you want to get into the Manson world, I gotta say, be honest, don't. Do not get into it. It is a life sucking rabbit hole that will just take all the energy out of you, and it is a tragic tale
Yeah,
because
it's absolutely
Manson. I feel like Manson was endowed with spiritual gifts that were
Mishandled.
mishandled, misapplied. It's just a tragedy. And
reality where
I pray for them.
starts a monastery in Death Valley.
Oh, dude, yes. Alternate reality where Peru was properly converted, not just conquered. Because okay, Peru. I was in Peru recently, right, a week ago. My big take about Peru is that this was a nation that was not converted; it was only conquered.
Yeah.
Because a better universe. Imagine this fantastic parallel universe where there is an Orthodox monastery in Machu Picchu.
Shooey.
Oh,
Shitting all over the devil.
I kill for that. Imagine that. It's a tourist attraction. It's a fucking capitalist tourist attraction now. Imagine where you had Christian men and women taking over this mountainous retreat. And people go there for spiritual healing rather than like tourist bucks spending.
Well, Rick, you're an Orthodox Peruvian.
And
I don't know what to tell you.
and fucking I don't know, buoy pics in Machu Picchu for Instagram girls. You know.
Be the change you want to see in the world, Rick.
I would need 10 other Peruvian dudes as hardcore as I am to get in on this.
Find them.
Honestly,
There
I
was
think
one Greek Orthodox church in Lima, and I couldn't attend it. The entire time I was there for a week and a day, and I couldn't attend it. I got there on a Saturday night. Sunday morning I couldn't go because family was all my shit wanted to hang out. The next Sunday morning I could have gone, but like I felt sick because my uncle kept forcing me to eat drinks and food. Oh my god, dude. No joke. He's like, just keep drinking, keep beating. I'm just like, I'm done. And he's like, no, keep going. My uncle.
I just imagine like a gorilla, like keep it.
Bro, unbelievable. They won't stop feeding you in Peru. I'm just like,
dude.
and so I couldn't go that next Sunday either. So I've been like 2 weeks without liturgy, which means, you know what that means? That means I've fallen into all of my old sins. Without the grace of God, like keeping me up, I'm totally lacking.
How's Pornhub going right now? I'm just kidding.
Forgive me.
Forgive me.
Lee J says the original Gamers Rise Up moment. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
6 minutes ago. He was talking
Gamergate
about
never
Gamergate.
ends.
Yeah.
That's a classic quote.
Dude,
It's
it's just that
the recession never ended.
video games were the last refuge. And then it was like, no, you can't have this. Wait, what?
We just learned ethics in games.
Here's why everything game journalism says at Sick Nothing.
And now we want the
Our
enlightenment.
buddy Nick says it was totally culture. Go such a run out of time. Yes, dude,
Yeah.
I was there.
It started with wanting ethics in games journalism, and it ended with wanting to destroy the entire descendants of modernism and
Yeah.
repealing
Burn
the
it all, dude. Burn it all.
Hey, God has a way of operating sometimes, you know.
About 10 minutes
Dude,
late. Uh-huh.
dude.
God operated through gamers.
Damn.
Blessed people.
Well,
I mean,
Guys,
if it works,
God's
I guess.
chosen, perhaps.
let's sign out this live stream now. It's been 2 hours and 24 minutes.
damn it, but it's so fun.
We'll keep
That's
talking.
okay. That's okay, Rick. That's okay.
No, it's
Rick.
okay. We'll keep talking. We're just not gonna be live anymore.
Okay,
What?
sure. Goodbye, people.
Fellas, Tear the Girl from Earth, please follow us at All Flame Comics on Twitter. Or follow me, Repentant Rick, or follow Cesar. Cesar, what's your Twitter handle?
I forgot because I never used Twitter.
Nigga,
I never used Twitter.
Cesar, do you want to make money doing your art?
Okay, I have an Instagram, niggas.
Get
Okay.
on Twitter. People make money just doing fan art, dude. I'm telling you, make the money. Here comes the money, son. I'll send you the
Okay.
money song.
Where
By-
is
Naughty by Nature. Here comes the money.
it's Art Fist Caesar Campos. Okay?
Ah.
That's right.
There you go.
Fellas, I love you all you all niggas on the chat. Lee J, I will DM you, if not tonight, tomorrow, to talk about this variant cover. I'll send you some concept art Cesar has drummed up. Cesar, we need Sophist art. Sophist is a major character.
Yes.
First 2 volumes.
Yes, my nigga. So Fista.
I know she is the most like visually boring character.
She's not boring. She's just
Not
simple.
boring, but like not as crazy or outlandish as like Trig or Terra.
Yeah.
But Sophis is like she's like a rich woman who's like gone on an adventuring spree.
Yeah.
So she's not as like as a long draw as the other characters do, but she's fascinating in her own right. So we need good art for her. Not only sent to our buddy Lee J, but also sent to our buddy Owen Cyclops.
Yeah, that too.
That's our 2 variant covers we have set in not stone, but at least soft clay.
Yeah. For
All right,
sure,
fellas.
Ross.
Farewell, drink beer.
Commandants, y'all have a good one.
Hi.
What? What's going on?